hello. Welcome to the initiative order. Welcome to our session of Dragon Age. Before we jump into player and character intros, I want to give a shout out to our wonderful sponsors. Let you know what they have set up. By the way, I'm Carly. Hello. I guess I should say that real quick too, because I'm a new face for a lot of people. So yeah, the sponsors tonight is Session Zero Clothing. They are D&D inspired streetwear. And the initiative order has a special code. You can use code ORDER at checkout to get 15% off. Super cool. Norse Foundry as well. They are artisan dice makers, and it's very pretty stuff. They also have a code TIO15 at checkout for 15% off. Then we have as well Roaming Player Gear. It's amazing tabletop gaming supplies by our very own GotDM. And this code for them is Carnaby20. It's 20% off the Dice Tower and Dice Tray combo set. And the initiative order is also proud ambassadors of Jaspers Game Day. It is a charity that is trying to raise awareness and prevention of teenage suicide, and there are links in the About section. And now, with all of that, let's introduce our players. I'm going to go with, let me just very quickly pull up OBS and see the order. Beau, do you want to go first? You're first on the overlay, so.
Hi, my name is Beau, and you can find me on social media at DorkyTeacher on Twitter and at JustDorkyTeacher on Twitch. And I'm going to be playing Micah Treetrunks, an adorable, tiny little human wizard who just likes to blow stuff up.
All right. Next up, Jackie. You want to go?
Yeah, hi everybody. My name is Jackie. My handle on Instagram is StellaPopYasti18. This is gonna be my first time playing Dragon Age, so I'm gonna play a Qunari warrior named Katari, who knows nothing about the Qun and sympathizes with elves because she had a previous lover, and so she's just here to basically kill people whoever gets in her way, and also here to make money because she's just trying to find her way through the world here. So
as she should.
Hi.
All right, Brianna, you want to go next?
Yes, hi guys. I'm Brianna, also known as Utahime Cosplay on social media. You can find me on at Utahime Cosplay on Facebook, Instagram, and here on Twitch. And Brianna DeCoster on Twitter. Tonight I'll be playing Rinya, but she goes by Thelynn. And she's a city elf rogue. She's about 20 years old. She grew up in the inner city alienage, and her parents tried to give her the best of life they could given the situation. Her dad ended up missing around when she was around the age of 12, and basically they left her and her mom to basically just do what they could to survive. Unfortunately, Rin took the not so good route. She kind of got in with the wrong people, but she's kind of like Katari in a sense where it's basically like, hey, however she can get money. But she is accompanied by her Mabari war dog, Shroud. So that's who she considers her only true friend. So yeah, let's have some fun tonight.
Yay. All right, Paula.
Everyone, my name's Paula. I make board games, sketch comedy called Things Get Dicey. Among a variety of other things, I stream video games and board games here on Twitch. I just finished playing Dragon Age Origins, so I'm like, it's all fresh in my mind. So today I am playing Lialle. I am an elven mage. For anyone who saw my playthrough of the video game, yes, I did take a flame spell. I have flame flash, so I will be setting everyone on fire, which is very on brand for me. So I was kidnapped from an alienage as a child and trafficked into slavery in Tevinter, which I have recently escaped from. While there, I showed signs of being a mage, of having some magical abilities, but they weren't particularly strong enough. So they forced me to have these a la Fenris from Dragon Age 2, if you're familiar with that character, forced me to have these lyrium tattoos in an attempt to amplify the slightly weaker innate magical abilities that I have. And I have since escaped and would love to get some revenge on the human who trafficked me. And I might dabble in some blood magic because I learned my magical abilities in Tevinter and they do that mess. So there we go.
All right. And next up, Tracie, last but not least.
Hello, everybody. I'm Tracie, also known as Miss Magitech on the internet. I play tabletop RPGs kind of all over the internet right now, but this is actually my first time playing the Dragon Age tabletop role-playing game, and I am a big fan of the games. I also recently just finished playing through all of them, which is surprising because I've been a fan of BioWare games for such a long time and just got into Dragon Age, and I'm obsessed. So yeah, it's been great. I am playing Cantarella, who is a Orlesian exile rogue assassin. So she's from Orlais, a very aristocratic kind of like upper echelon type part of Thedas. And in Orlais, I think there's a lot of people who try to do a lot of intrigue and play the game, as they call it. My character kind of tried to take a more direct approach and had a failed assassination attempt on somebody very prominent in Orlais. So she is no longer allowed back there, but she's trying to make a name for herself and maybe get some notoriety with some other assassin groups, like the Crows and things like that. So
I knew that's where that was going.
So that's her current goal. And so yeah, she's a rogue assassin. I'm very excited to play somebody from Orlais. So that's me.
All right. So let's get into it then. Real quick though, before we actually get into the meat of it, I guess that's a bad way to say that. But so how you guys are all in this town called Ventiver. Why is each of your characters there? We'll just go in same order. I suppose that would be easiest, or whatever order you guys want.
Okay. So Micah is there because they were sent to go and gather some information from Ventiver, from the Circle of Mages. And they probably would have heard about what was going on and probably thought, this is a good thing to check out, make sure that everything was okay. Don't really want anybody to get hurt. So if I can help in some way, I'll do it.
All right.
Katari's just passing through looking for work, just as her own lone wolf wanderer. So she just needs to take a break before she moves on and hopefully just talk to the locals and see what work she can pick up before she moves on.
Sounds good.
So, Rin, basically, her and her mom, her mom, in an attempt to kind of like try to get her back on the straight and narrow, had moved them to this town where actually her and the father who was missing, their family basically did believe in the old gods, and there was rumors that there were Dalish elves that were in that particular area. So the mother was like, maybe if we kind of get a little bit closer to kind of our roots, maybe that'll set her straight. Even though at this point, as a 20-year-old rebel, she's kind of still doing her own thing, but she's still wanting to make sure that her mother is taken care of. So she's basically back in town to kind of check in on her mother, but also she's also in search of her next job, and she's quite the thief, so she's looking for anybody who can give her a good gig where there's lots of cash.
Very respectable.
Well, Lialle is constantly on the move, trying to evade recapture from her former Tevinter owner. And so that plays a role in the fact that she's always going from town to town, but also there's a harvest festival, I believe, happening in this town right now, and she thought that it's possible that the person who kidnapped her originally might be attending this festival, and if she can find them and make them pay for, you know, what they did to her, then that's what she's into. So she's kind of here keeping an eye out, just seeing what she sees and also trying to blend into the crowd as much as possible.
All right.
Very somewhat similar for Cantarella. She's kind of trying to lay low right now. She's been traveling from kind of town to town, and this is a particularly small village, so she's like, where is the farthest and most like remote place that she can find that, you know, people, where she won't make a lot of noise and people maybe won't recognize her, because I think, you know, some part of her might be easily recognizable in some of the bigger towns and cities. So she is trying to just kind of lay low and find a smaller village like this one.
Pretty good strategy. I love that you guys are just like, I'm hiding.
Yeah, basically.
But yeah, so it would make sense then that, like all, you know, fantasy stories start, you guys are at the inn. Starts in a tavern, as it typically does. You guys are all sitting around, just kind of minding your own business, or in some cases minding everyone else's business. Trying to find as much information. As you all begin to hear shouting from outside. You can't really make out what the shouting they seem to be shouting about, but it doesn't sound very happy.
Micah would probably scoot back off. I'm assuming that Micah is, to reinforce that absurdity, is sitting at the bar, at a bar stool, feet just dangling off the edge, not touching the floor. And they push off and screw about, jump off the stool, and just start pitter-pattering their way over to the door.
I love this mental image.
So apparently we're serving minors now. Good to know.
I'm not a miner. I've never seen a mine in my life.
Sure, kid. Whatever you say.
Katari chugs her beer real quick, pulls out her long sword drunkenly, and starts going outside to see what the yelling's about.
Well, Lialle will adjust her cloak, making sure that it's covering her ears. She doesn't want anyone necessarily to be able to recognize the fact that she's an elf. And if the crowd inside is starting to clear out a little, she doesn't really want to be anywhere where she might be on her own and stand out. So she'll slip outside and see if she can, one, see what's going on, but also join a larger group of people.
Cantarella waits for everybody else to get out. She's like sipping a wine. It's probably not a very good wine because like they don't really have good wine in this.
It's Ferelden wine. There's no such thing as good Ferelden wine.
It's well, like I see how it is. The Legions come in here all snooty about their wine.
It's true. And so I'm just like drinking this very poor wine, watching everybody else gather to see what's going on outside. She probably gets up and looks by the window and like begins to watch before she actually goes outside.
Okay.
So while basically Rin is going to be kind of surveying the area, but she's particularly interested in this well-dressed young Orlesian woman who is kind of maybe she's, if she is looking out the window, Rin is going to see an opportunity to see what's in her pocket or her purse.
Okay.
Oh.
Starting off strong.
All right.
Okay.
You're going to have to give me a roll for that. I cannot remember exactly what it is called.
It's something I'm very good at.
Yes. Is it just stealing? I don't have that.
Maybe sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand, yes.
Legerdemain.
Legerdemain, that's what it's called. I knew it was something specific in this. Alright, give me that Legerdemain roll. Legerdemain.
Okay. Alright. Well, I have, let's see here. Is that,
I just love the
So that's
first
a-
roll. It's just
Yeah,
you
that's a
stealing.
That's a 15, and I
Okay.
did get a stunt point because I got double. And that
Okay.
was a 2 on my dragon die.
Let me think. I'm trying to see.
I'm like wondering if I make a contested roll or something.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out exactly what would contest that. I guess that would just be a perception.
Perception,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't it wouldn't really be
Alright.
seeing or hearing, so we'll just say just a direct perception roll.
All right, let's see. That's a 13.
13. Okay. You don't quite notice this as Ren, you reach into the pockets or purse of this Orlesian.
Probably does have like a nice like side satchel purse thing. It's like very like a velvet and decorated with like embroidery on it. I'm trying to think what's inside. There probably is some gold. I didn't actually put how much gold I have. So you could probably get a few coins.
Okay.
And then just like kind standard there's my bedroll and things like that. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be kind of a little bit kind and not take all the gold, but basically like Ren's like kind of she would have basically
handful.
in that time, because of the fact that she's really good at like kind of blending in, especially like going unnoticed. She basically kind of took a look at how much she had, and she probably would take a decent amount, but like not enough where it's like something that you would notice right away.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So she took a little bit of extra change,
Okay.
and then she's actually gonna go up next to her. Are you new in town?
Can you tell?
It's quite obvious.
That's what I was hoping would not be the case. Well, it seems like there's quite the commotion outside, so at least the attention won't be drawn this way.
Yeah, well, around this time, especially with the festival, it can get quite lively. But enjoy your time.
And you as well. I didn't catch your name.
Oh, it's Rin.
Rin.
What's yours?
Cantarella. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure. Try to stay out of trouble. She does a little
I
wink
always
and
do.
then she walks away. To go,
Gosh.
outside.
And I just continue looking out the window, not knowing that I was just robbed.
Casual.
Yep.
All right. So as you look out the window and you see the others kind of rush out, you see a mob outside. You can tell this is the angry shouting that you heard for sure, because there's at least 30 people here. And they seem to be led by this larger man. He's got just a old tattered shirt with what looks like an apron over it. Just kind of scruffy hair, scruffy beard, little patchy. He looks very, very angry at this situation, and you just hear him just screaming almost incoherently about a curse on the village, and you can't really make sense of it. Just angry. And you can see there's another man that's kind of holding him back, kind of positioned in front of him. He's an older man, probably in his 50s. He's very more calm than you think someone should be in this situation. He's fairly tall. He's still fairly fit for his age. He has longish dark brown hair that's kind of going to gray. His beard looks the same way. And his eyes are very sharp. And he's just holding this man back, just staring him down, almost daring him to do something.
So the person who's being yelled at is this man with the sharp eyes.
This is the man that's holding him back. As you look,
Got it.
you see a smaller Dalish woman behind him. that he seems to be kind of staying between the two. And she's kind of holding her side, like she doesn't, like she's almost injured, but she is still yelling just as much back at this man, just saying that if there's any curse, it was brought upon themselves, that sort of thing.
Lialle will gather her hood and her cloak even further and decide, you know what, this might not be the atmosphere I want to actually be around. We're yelling at people with ears like mine, so I'm just gonna slink on back into the inn, actually, and she'll just slink on back into that inn.
Katari makes her way, like she's taller than most, so she's pushing heads behind, trying to get in front with her sword drawn out, but she's looking, and she thought there was like a big, so is there, the mob is behind this man, or it's just a mob of people around them between these three people in the center?
It's kind of around everyone.
Okay, so there's not like a group behind this man who's fighting or who's yelling at this woman, right? Like he doesn't have like,
let me phrase it a little bit better. There is
okay,
they are around them. They all seem to be kind of arcing, make an arc, if that makes sense. You can tell there are definite sides of this argument.
Okay, perfect. So she is looking, and she's just trying to figure out which side she wants to be on. So she's listening, but she's also just ready to just throw down drunkenly.
Okay.
If Rin is leaving and Lialle is kind of heading towards the inn, like I feel like Rin would kind of notice, especially if she's like hiding herself a little bit.
Right.
Are you heading like into the entrance?
Back into the entrance, and I probably would notice you, and I assume that you are not hiding your ears in any way, or?
No. So basically what you see is Rin has a short kind of white like bob hairstyle. She definitely has like darker makeup. You see definitely her ears are pronounced. She cut it so that way her ears, you could see them like even from a distance. She's wearing like a leather cropped jacket with some armor pieces and gloves and leather pants in her boots. You will see on particularly, and you probably would recognize it, on her rib cage, there's what appears to be like a tattoo that says in Dalish, "Together we are stronger than one," kind of written across that area. And she kind of takes a look at you.
I take a look back and I go, friend, you may not want to go involve yourself in that mob over there. I'm not sure they're going to be very friendly to you.
Oh, you don't have to worry about me, dear. What you should worry about is why you're ashamed of yourself.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have nothing to be ashamed of.
Why are you hiding them, dear?
Well, maybe I don't want everyone in any town I go to know exactly who and what I am.
You should be proud. Show them off. There's nothing to fear.
I think I get to decide for myself what there is and isn't to fear. But good luck.
Just trying to give you a bit of friendly advice. The moment that you accept yourself for who you are and stop being afraid of what others think of you, you'll be better off. And then she walks, basically kind of blending into the crowd. You'll also hear where she whistles. She does like a little, and you see out of nowhere, almost like the shadowy area, this large, like dark grayish black war dog with gray eyes that kind of were similar to Rin's, kind of come out of the shadows and kind of like trail behind her as they kind of go through the crowd together.
Lialle's just like under her breath, you don't know me. But she doesn't go back inside the inn. She'll just lean against the outside of the wall, still keeping her distance, but not wanting to be like, I'm not hiding. I'm and and just like lean back against the outside of the wall.
All right. You guys notice that this argument seems to be escalating a little bit, as this man, the man with the apron, he kind of lunges towards this woman, causing the older man to just kind of shove him back just fully, and you just hear a very stern voice say, "Colin, stand down." The man with the patchy beard and shaggy hair, he just is seething at this point, and he just yells, "This knife ear is the reason that all of this is happening. She caused it, her group caused it, you saw what happened."
Micah would be attempting to push through the crowd as much as possible, and eventually get to the front. Probably was trying to get there faster, but there's so many people, it was just not working. And would kind of pipe up and just, so I heard you mentioned a curse. I happen to know a fair bit about curses and magic and that kind of stuff. So, maybe I could check it out. Typically, it's not so much something that has to do with like a particular group of people. It's more typically something otherworldly. I don't think it's worth just pulling someone off the side of the street and accusing them of cursing a city or region.
Make me a, let's do communication. We'll just do persuasion.
It's the one I have.
Okay.
Okay, so that is 14, 15, 17.
17. All right. You notice that this man, he almost looks, you notice his name is Colin. I realize it says colon, not like colon, like Coalan. Colon.
I heard what you said.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't think the editors of this have read it out loud.
Do you think when he walks in somewhere to do a job, he's like, "It's time for a colonoscopy"?
Almost certainly.
Phrase.
Oh my god.
No,
I hate it.
it's already happening. He just kind of deflates at this and just starts muttering under his breath, and he just stomps off, like pushing through the crowd behind him. As the older man turns to you and goes, "Thank you, my friend. I didn't think there was any use trying to talk sense into him."
My pleasure. Really, if you do need help with this whole curse situation, I'm happy to help out. My name's Micah, and I'm going to put my hand up to shake their hand.
The man...
Is the that elf, are they, maybe my mind is picturing it this way, but like, is the elf on the ground at all, or is it just like they're standing?
No, she's just standing behind him. Just kind of...
And she's injured, you said?
Yes, she's kind of clutching at her side.
Okay. So Katari notices she's like hurt, and so she automatically kind of sides with her and looks at her and just basically says, like, asks her, like, what happened to you? Are you okay? Like, where am I? Wait, what?
She looks around and she kind of looks at the man in front of her and kind of says something to him, and he goes, "I think it would be best if we maybe spoke somewhere else."
Right. Okay.
Back to the tavern?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hi, little one.
Hi, I'm Micah. You're a big lady.
Thanks.
Real quick, as we go into the tavern, I am going to go to a break very quickly because the settings, apparently we're broadcasting at 2:40, so I'm going to go fiddle with that real quick. So give me just a moment. We will be right back very shortly. I literally just have to take it offline, change settings, and put it back. So yeah, be right back. Alright! I just knocked all my dice off. We're back. We're getting it. Hopefully, this will be better now. Oh dear, it looks like I'm getting lots of dropped frames. I love my internet. It's wonderful.
It is clear. I see it.
Okay. It's clear
Looks
and
good.
we're doing okay.
Looks good.
Okay. If it looks like we're doing okay, we're just gonna run with it then. I'm sure someone will let me know otherwise. Please let me know otherwise. Okay.
Too much, we'll just lower it again. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Danny says quality is perfect, so we're good. Alright.
Awesome.
So yeah, you guys enter the tavern. Some of you never quite left, so
Yeah.
those of you that are still in there, you now have a better chance to look at this woman now that she's not being kind of held back by this older man. She is a very... She looks like she's a very spirited woman, if that makes sense at all. She looks like she has a little bit of an attitude to her. She's very slender. She has tan skin. You see these markings kind of decorating her face. It almost looks like antlers with a dot in the center and then just kind of branching down her face. White hair pulled back into a tight ponytail. Just kind of looking, now that she can kind of let her guard down, she kind of softens a bit. As she, the man sits her down at a table. And he gestures for the rest of you to all sit as well. Those that followed in, anyways.
Cantarella is like trying to like eavesdrop on this conversation as she was observing all of the commotion. She just kind of like maybe takes a table over and is like listening intently.
Katari grabs a beer quickly from the bar and sits in front, and basically just stares at her and just is waiting for an explanation on what's happening. Because as she can see, it looks like a potential job for her to be somewhat of a bodyguard, maybe, or does she, wondering if she needs revenge? So she's just waiting.
All right.
Micah would also grab their mug from the bar. I'm visualizing a wooden, like small wooden mug, and so looking into it as Micah passes by, you would see that it's a mug of milk, and we pull up the chairs, plop down, arms up on the table. Right, what's going on?
At this, the woman speaks up and she says, my name is Ashala. I am, one of the Dalish in the area. I don't really know where to begin with all of this. It's just... She kind of sits there for a second and she says, I suppose... Our band visited this village about 2 weeks ago during their harvest festival. We were welcomed then, but there was a bit of trouble. Some of the locals had too much to drink. There was a confrontation with some of our young men. There were harsh words exchanged, and Harlan, one of our hunters, he attacked the big blacksmith that you saw out there. The village warden here, Tarl, and at this, the older man kind of nods. He separated them before it could get out of hand, but the damage was done at that point. We were no longer welcome here, and we moved on as soon as the festival ended. Harlan was angry at our treatment, but our elders assigned him the duty of scouting as we made our way through the Brazilian forest. They wanted to give him time to cool off. And He was the first to disappear. He didn't return from his scouting one night. Other scouts and hunters began to go missing after that, as did the ones sent to look for him. The elders decided we should go back, but by then it was too late. 3 days after Harlan disappeared, before we could reach the edge of the forest, they attacked our camp. They were darkspawn emerging from the trees in the dead of night, and my people were taken. Those who fought were beaten or killed, and I was captured along with the rest, and I was taken to an ancient ruin in a rift valley deep in the forest off the trails. The master of the darkspawn, he's some sort of creature. He's an abomination. He calls himself Thelynn, and in our tongue it means child of vengeance. I was brought before him and then to his chambers. I managed to escape, and I found a broken link of silver laid out as if it was on a shrine, and I managed to take it on my way. And she kind of holds it up at this. And the darkspawn chased me, and they were accompanied by a pack of baying beasts. I was wounded, but I managed to avoid them, and I hid among the trees and gullies in the forest for over a day. I was always moving. I never rested. I stumbled upon the farm where Tarl here found me, and I managed to conceal myself in the hayloft. I heard some of the farmers coming, and I suppose the darkspawn must have attacked. I remember the terrible screams, and then nothing until Tarl found me.
So Lialle would have, as this group had come back into the inn, she would have kind of, from a bit of a distance, like kind of slinked back in herself, and as soon as she heard the elves are disappearing, that would have really piqued her interest, and kind of almost involuntarily like taken a few steps forward to like join the group and listen in to the rest of the story. Yeah. So was it Darkspawn who was taking your people?
Yes. Unlike any I've ever seen, they're almost wolf-like. They look like jackals.
And what did you find? A silver what?
It's this, and she holds it up again. It looks as though it's just like a silver length of chain. Sorry, I'm scrolling through to find the description of it. Just casually. Yeah, it's, it was a silver in appearance chain, and it just looks like a, just a plain, chain necklace. But it's not, there's no clasp on it, it's just a single, circle. But it is, broken.
You don't recognize this? It didn't belong to anyone, from your group?
No, it was, I've never seen it before. It was just lying like it was on some sort of altar or shrine. I'm not sure. I just grabbed it as I was running. It seemed important.
Huh. Very smart of you to take something that seemed important that's not yours. So where's this Thelynn now with his darkspawn?
I assume it's still in the Rift Valley. Hold on. And then, at this, she kind of gets a pulls like a piece of charcoal out of her little side pouch that she has. She just starts sketching on the table, and she draws a very crude map where, it looks, you guys can kind of get directions. It's very rough directions, but you have directions to where this, Rift Valley is.
Do you think, is there anything in my knowledge of magic from Tevinter, is there anything about this chain or the way it was described that I'd possibly recognize in some sort of ritual I've seen before that has to do with magic or blood magic or darkspawn in any way, or is it completely foreign to me?
Give me a spirit magic test, or magic spirit test.
Okay, so let's remind myself how I do this. So I will roll 3d6 plus... I don't have a focus in spirit magic, so I believe it's just 3d6
Plus your magic.
my magic. Okay, which is 3. Great. 12.
12. It feels as though it had some sort of power at some point. You can't tell if it still does, if that's just the residue of the power being there, or if a little bit remains. But you don't know anything about it specifically.
Some magical essence, but that's all okay.
When you say an abomination, do you mean that like it was like a scary monster, or like a literal abomination? Because those two things are really different.
Honestly, it could be either. It didn't look like any sort of demon or anything that I've heard of, but who knows?
Is there a way that I could check to see if maybe I know this demon that they're talking about? I mean, like, Child of Vengeance seems like an arbitrary name, but... Or not arbitrary, but specific. Maybe I could recognize?
Yeah. Give me... Sorry.
Alexa, read Mama's...
Hold on just a second.
In the...
Anyways. So, okay, one more time. Sorry. There's a lot going on in my house at the moment.
That's all right. That's all right. So I was just gonna see if maybe there was a way that, maybe if this abomination was famous in some way, or if that's the name of the demon that I might know.
Give me... I'm looking at magic abilities. Yeah, I suppose that would be spirit again. That makes no sense. I'm sorry.
I chose not that one. That's okay.
I'm sorry.
So it's magic. Okay, so I use cunning. I guess it would add up to the same thing, so never mind. I was gonna say, can I use cunning and then arcane lore, but it's the same.
Okay. Oh, it's the same, so never mind. Yeah.
it adds up to the same thing. So, okay. So that would be 7, 12.
Okay.
I do have
this...
a stunt, if that does anything. I know there are some roleplay stunts, but...
Okay. Yeah. What stunt? Let me look at them real quick. I have them right here. I can flip back. There we go. Okay, so...
I had none in particular in mind. I just recognized that I had rolled a double and remembered that was a thing.
Role-playing stunts. Let's see here. What number do you have?
A 1.
A 1? You could get a perfectly witty remark on the end of your action.
A perfectly worded remark on the end of... what does that mean?
Witty. You're
perfectly witty.
Oh, a witty remark.
Yeah.
I heard worded. I was like, what does that mean? Like, no, it's fine. I'll just keep it.
Okay.
Or I can't keep it, but no, I'm not trying to be witty here. It's serious time.
You don't have enough of a description to fully know what this is, but if you had to guess, coming from some old ruin, it sounds like some sort of abomination. It's definitely connected to spirits and the Fade in some way. And based on your training, abomination is usually where that kind of thing goes.
While this conversation is happening, if there was a crowd, like if people were kind of going back into the inn, basically Rin has bumped into a group of people. Oh, I'm so sorry. Excuse me. And basically during that time had already basically taken some things out of someone else's bag, and then also too at the same time someone else's, you know, like whatever they had on their person, and basically it's just like very slick, just like nothing's wrong, and she heads basically back over near the bar area. But if she notices Lialle in, you know, kind of hanging out, she probably would be kind of curious, like a little bit, because she finds her interesting. So she's kind of going to be, you know, kind of watching over in that direction and seeing what she's up to.
Okay. So yeah, if you're picking pockets, then Ledgermain for sure.
Yeah. Yes, I'm picking pockets.
There is
All
my
pocket
tits.
picking. Pocket picking. Oh. Okay, I got a 17, and and I also too got a stump point, and that was like two fives.
I was gonna see if
Okay.
maybe I noticed you
Okay.
pickpocketing other people, but honestly, yeah, with the 17, I probably you're like you're undetectable.
Okay, so apparently, yeah. So I guess I'm looking at the stunt options. There's this Tower of Will. Your success gives you a sense of your own brilliance and strength of character. For the rest of the current role playing exchange, you gain a +1 bonus to any opposed tests. I'm gonna take that.
All right. So yeah, you manage to get it kind of grabbed from this just this random person in the bar's pockets.
I bumped into two different
so people, right? We'll say you get from one of them. The other one, you don't quite make your hand in there. You realize they're gonna spot you.
Okay.
While
I'm making my way to the bar, so it's just like kind of, you know,
right,
casually, no big deal.
Right. Okay.
And my dog is basically staying outside, so
okay.
He's well trained. He knows that he's not allowed since the last time that he almost got in trouble for taking someone's steak.
I just realized the overlay has been swapped a little bit. Give me just a second to get that fixed. This should... Oh. Come on now. You just see me dragging. Sorry. It's supposed to let you drag and drop, and I think Zoom lied to me.
You can, but it's like a very finicky...
Well, that made it worse.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Okay, I go there.
It becomes like a slide puzzle
pretty much.
of trying to
You
get
go
everyone in the
there.
right spot.
Yep.
This is what happens when I pickpocket people.
No.
We just go do like swap
We got
through, you know.
We got it. I'm so good at running tech, you guys. I know Danny's so glad that he let me run my own right about now.
You're doing great.
Yes.
But yeah, so yeah, you kind of grab a couple coins from this person's pocket and just move on.
And I'm listening. I'm gonna try to listen in on said conversation.
Perfect.
Of this elf that's ashamed of herself, in Rand's opinion.
You don't know me. Ashala. Your people who went missing, were they being held where you were taken? Is there reason to believe they're still alive? Do they need help? Can we help get them back? Or have they all been sacrificed in some ritual? What?
As far as I know, the ones who weren't killed are still there. I couldn't take anyone with me. I didn't really have a choice but to run.
No one should live in a situation where they are captive to anyone else, so maybe some of us can, I don't know, looks around and sees you too. You too.
Katari
maybe we can-
slams her drink down and says, "Yeah, we are. We're gonna get your people back. That's what we're gonna do. Yeah.
Oh,
How much are you gonna
definitely.
pay us? Are we doing this for free? Wait, who are you guys? What are you guys doing here? What?
I'm Lialle, and we do this because people shouldn't be held captive against their will.
I guess, yeah. Sometimes if they like it. If you're into it.
Well, then it's not
That's
against
fair.
their will, technically speaking, but I see what you're saying.
Jesus. All right, so at this, Tharl kind of leans forward and he says, "Look, I must stay here and protect the village in case any more of these attacks happen. If you all could go investigate this and maybe put a stop to it all, then I'm sure that the village and the Dalish would both be very thankful."
Yeah. I'm sure the Circle of Mages probably would want me to, investigate if there's tell of an abomination. Oh, well, those aren't very good.
We all will look at, Circle of Mages, do you report everything back to them? Like, would you report if you saw someone using magic who wasn't in a circle, for example?
What a very specific hypothetical.
Sus.
Well, I just like to know how everyone feels differently about circles, and I'd like to know where people stand just we're getting to know each other. Hi, I'm Lialle.
Hi, I'm Micah.
Micah.
And I just met you, so I probably shouldn't tell you everything. I know, but the circle is not perfect. And I know that there are systems outside that, and sometimes it's probably better to operate outside of the circle.
Some people just didn't have a choice. That's all I'm saying. I think we're 3 of us. It's not a very large group, but
You hear Cantarella laughing from the other table, and she says, I'm sorry, I couldn't help but listen to your conversation. You weren't exactly being very discreet over there. The 3 of you are going to go fight Darkspawn. Did I hear this correctly?
we're going to free some people who need to be rescued.
Who were captured by very powerful creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You're looking at a powerful creature yourself.
I think perhaps you may have the skill needed. Well, I guess you look like mages, the 2 of you. I don't know what you... I'm just saying, perhaps maybe you need a professional.
You hear Rin snickering over by the bar.
Cantarella stands up and she tries to be flashy about it, but you all can take it as you will, but she takes her dagger and slams it into the table where you all are standing. oh, sorry. Look, I tried, okay? Look, you all look like you need a professional, and perhaps I could be of assistance.
Well, I do think we could probably use more people in the group. 3, I trust in your abilities, of course, but 3 is not as good as 4, so...
3 is a smaller number.
Does Ashala say anything? What is she reacting to with all of us?
She's kind of out of it at this point. She's, her wounds are kind of catching up to her.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Here, I'm gonna kind of hop off my chair and wobble over, and just put my hand. Do you mind if I just take a quick look? I
Go
can
for
do
it.
a
It's
little
all right.
bit of and just delicately lift. I'm assuming it was to her side.
Yeah. She has like a tunic on.
Just lift her tunic gently to see. I'm not. I swear. Okay. And gently lift to look.
Go.
Okay. As you do, you see that there is a large slash. It's nasty. It is inflamed. It's covered in blood, dirt. There's bits of like hay and straw on it.
Okay.
But she's hanging on.
Okay. I'm just gonna put my hands on it and then cast a healing spell.
As you do you have to roll anything for healing?
I do have to roll
Okay.
a spell check, or whatever the word is. That is a 13 plus 5, so that is an 18, which beats it. So, I will heal them for 9. Oh, sorry, 3d6 points of health. Use 9 mana. So that will be 12 points of health.
Okay. At this, she kind of relaxes a little bit. You realize she's been holding like a lot of tension. And she just kind of goes, "Thank you. I would accompany all of you, but I fear I'm not in any state to really encounter these things again. Here." And she hands you this silk broken chain, and she says, "Maybe this will help you out." And she was handing it to you, Micah.
Oh, thank you.
Do
you feel better?
I do feel better. Thank you very much.
Oh, good. Hold on. Micah, I haven't given a description to really, but Micah's wearing like these really, really oversized robes, like hanging off the end of their hands, kind of oversized, and is carrying a very, very large satchel on the side. And so it's going to kind of open up the satchel and start rummaging through, and is going to pull out a couple candies and just, here.
Thank you. And she just kind of takes
You
the
gotta
candy.
keep your energy up.
And you see that Tarl goes, "Oh, all right." And he just kind of grabs some for himself as well.
Just smack him on the hand. Not for you.
Sorry. It's just this very large, like, man, just very excited over candy. But yeah, she goes, "Look, I'm afraid that I don't know if I'm scared time's running out for my people and for the villagers. I think it would probably be best if you all leave as soon as possible. I don't mean to rush you out of here, but..."
And how far out was your village from here?
It's more of an encampment, but it's not far. Maybe 30 minutes to an hour walk. And she kind of shows on the map. She kind of points out. She's like, "It's on the way to the valley, so you would pass through it on the way. I'm sure anyone there, just let them know that I've sent help and they will assist you in any way they can."
Can I pull out some like parchment and just do a rough and try and copy down actually the map so that we have our own copy of it?
Yes.
And you'll see Lialle, who you can tell perhaps that she's a mage because she does have a staff, though she does not wear mage's robes. She wears light armor. It's blue quilted style of armor with some boots and of course her cloak with her hood. But she does have a staff, which one could assume perhaps is used to cast some magic with.
It's a
But
walking stick. It's fine.
It's just to beat highwaymen with, and they
It's like in Dragon Age
Go
2.
do a quick copy.
When Hawk is just telling Cullen, yeah, there's no mages here. I don't know what you're talking about. There's just a giant staff on their back.
Say what?
Yep. So I've copied down the.
Okay.
All right.
So you now have a map to this ruin.
Before we go, I'm gonna grab another drink. What is in it for me? To bring her people back. I can just actually go and save my. But I mean, is there any type of reward that I can get with when I bring her people back, or is this kind of the goodness of my own heart for this one?
She and Tarl kind of look at each other and they just share a look for a second, and then she turns back and says, "Look, it would be nice if you did it out of the goodness of your heart and to protect the village here and everyone, in my clan, but if you truly need some sort of
Wait,
reward."
the Darkspawn are attacking the village as well. Should all of this rest on the Dalish we're just traveling through? I think the village, shouldn't the village be the one if there's going to be a reward
village
given?
They can do nothing but blame the Dalish. They believe ever since the attack that we've placed a curse on them, which...
Carl? Shouldn't you? We're just gonna...
And he just kind of...
The Dalish who are oppressed already?
He leans
the
forward
bullet
at
on
this
this
and just kind of sighs and he goes, "Look, I will speak to everyone here. If they will not gather a pool together of a reward, then I will personally provide it."
That's good for me. I mean, as long as I get
Reward is good.
free drink when I come back, that'd be great. Let's go. I'm ready.
All right. They. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'd look at Lialle and just be like, "Lead the way. You have the map, and come on, little cute one. You're so cute. You can stay behind me." I'm looking at Micah.
Give a look to our Arlesian friend as well, and then as we walk out, I'm just gonna shoot a little look at Rin, who's ashamed, who's scared, who's hiding away now, huh?
And basically, she had in her hand, Bryn was basically just chilling with her dagger at the bar, and she's just kind of gives her a look back, kind of slightly impressed that she basically spoke out about the oppression of the elves, and when if they're all exiting, she's going to trail behind a safe distance, but she's intrigued by this odd group, so she's gonna kind of be following them.
I grab 2 drinks to go. I don't even know if they have them to go, but I'm just gonna take them to go and walk out with the mugs and give one to Katari and just you look like you need it too, my friend.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Kind of cute too, but I don't know.
Well, thank you.
All right.
And I look behind and I see her Rin's large animal, basically. Oh, look at that! Got a little pack behind us. Guess this is an adventure. Let's I'll drink to it, and then take a drink and cheers to this little group that we got going on. I'm just looking around. Never thought I'd be here. Yep.
Cheers. I guess follow me, and I'll head out of town and try and follow the map as best as I can. Are we stopping at the encampment first to look for any clues, or are we just going right to these ruins?
The path to the ruins passes through the encampment. So
map as best as I
convenient.
can too. Are we stopping at the? Are we stopping
Well,
at the?
Ah,
we'll make
there's
our
dog
way
already.
and
Noise. Sorry, I was getting an echo for a second.
Okay.
So yeah, you guys head out. I want everyone who would be pay. Okay, we're not gonna worry about setting up marching order or anything, but real quick, I want anyone who it would make sense in your character to be paying attention, looking around. I know some of you would probably just be along for the ride. Give me a perception sight check.
What if I'm like super good at hearing though? Like, what if I like heard anything? What would you think about
Yeah.
hearing?
I'll let you do that too. You guys can give me either sight or hearing, either one.
Oh my goodness, that's an 18, and yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, and those of you that have a dog can do smell for your dog.
Yeah,
but
I will
you
do.
don't
I
need
will
it.
do. Do I need? I mean,
You're
I
good with an
can't. Can I?
18.
Can I still
You
do
can.
it? Or,
Yes,
like,
you absolutely can.
just to see if it's like for some reason my dog is just like way more perceptive and
Right.
catching everything.
Look, I'm paying real close attention to this map.
That's 11. Well, let's see. Hold on.
I rolled an 11.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
not
same.
Oh, actually 13. 13 for the dog. So like as far as smelling
Not very
or
good.
tracking.
Okay. Well,
Katari's
luckily,
so drunk, so she only rolled like a 10. So
I want to roll for perception for an entirely different subject. I'm looking for interesting flowers,
Okay.
some cool snails, fungi.
all right, they're pretty
This is gonna be the
bad.
best roll
Some-
of the bunch.
Yes,
Some elf
the
fruit.
most important. Let me
So
see.
we can save that for after the perception rolls.
Okay. Well, we'll just do this all at the same time. Go ahead and roll.
Okay.
We'll just. I like the way this is gonna go.
Oh, it's not a good roll. Perception. That is, it's a +0, so that's 8.
8. You notice some flowers. You don't know what they are, but there's definitely some flowers around here. What you
I
don't
put them
notice,
in my
while the rest of the group does notice, are 3 men that are hidden alongside the road. Kind of crouched in the bushes, trying to be quiet. One of them goes, "Oh, you stepped on my foot. Shut up, shut up." Just kind of...
Mind you, Rin would have been basically kind of behind, like even though Katari saw the dog, like as they were kind of exiting, she still stayed far enough back so then it didn't seem like she was technically following the group. So she would have been as much in like any form of shadow, at a safe distance, like some yards behind, kind of to keep an eye out. I don't know if the 18 was high enough where she would have basically caught the sight of the guys before they caught sight of the group.
Okay.
That's the question. I'm not sure.
Um,
Let me know.
yes. We'll say that, yeah, you kind of notice. They haven't really noticed you guys yet. With an 18, you know those boys are there before everyone else does. So, and before they know that you're there, I guess is the better way to say that.
Okay.
So,
Because if that's the case, then I'm gonna basically be kind of heading wherever I can go, and I don't know if that's within the force or whatever, in order to basically kind of get where I would be behind them, like basically come up where if I needed to do some shanking,
Okay.
I would be able to have easy access to shank.
easy access
Pretty
for shanking. Wonderful.
Yes.
Okay. So, as the group...
Like I just start heading that direction.
Right. So, you all notice this. You either see the rustling of the bushes or hear it. What do the rest of you do?
I think there's some people nearby. Do we want to keep going or should we stop
Yes. Perhaps we
Katari, she hears the rustling, so she automatically just goes for her sword and just basically does this because she doesn't know what's going on, but she knows something is around her. That's, and what time of day is this at? This is at night now. Are we?
It's beginning to get dark.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
about dusk.
So even more so. she's kind of afraid of the dark, oddly, but she holds on, and she can I roll? I mean, I rolled a 12, so I don't know what other what I'd be capable of seeing after that, but other than that, just armed and ready.
Okay.
I should say.
Yeah, we'll say that those rolls give you guys time to kind of prep whatever you want to do in response to this.
Yep.
So
Micah is like off to the side.
yeah,
rummaging
they're looking for
through.
flowers.
Ooh, this one's purple.
Love it. Okay, so
I definitely want to prepare my throwing knife.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Same. I also prepare a throwing knife, as I see the rest of the group has noticed as well. I'll kind of like dart my head in the direction of the noise.
Okay.
It's like a domino effect, like one.
Yeah,
person...
like
Yep.
yeah.
All right.
These
So
flowers are so pretty.
Except Micah. Micah is still.
And
Yeah.
I have
just
like this
chilling.
weird this weird thing where I'm always looking for Micah because he's so little, and I just want to make sure he's okay. I'm like, where is this? Like, he's like, you're looking for your dog, but you're not the dog.
Must protect.
So yeah, as everyone except for Micah, as they are too entranced with these flowers, you all kind of prepare for this, and you're all prepared as you see the man from earlier, Colin. I hate his name, and another one of the angry villagers that some of you might recognize, just a face in the mob from earlier. They jump out from these bushes.
He sounds like an asshole.
For you.
I don't know, right?
So yeah, I'm going to have everyone roll initiative very quickly.
Quickly.
This is gonna be quick. That's why.
Yeah, this is gonna be a quick fight. This is a man.
This is oh gosh.
14.
Remind me about initiative. So is this gonna use my
Dexterity
Yes.
and 3d6.
Yep.
It's 3d6 plus dex plus a focus if you have a focus in initiative.
I rolled doubles. I don't know if that gets me anything. Okay.
We did this when we did our little practice combat. We couldn't find any sort of stunt that worked with it, so we just...
For initiative.
Yeah.
Completely fine.
All right, I'm going to go in order that y'all are on Zoom. Tracie, what did Cantarella get?
I rolled a 17.
Okay. Katari?
12.
Probably should have used a notebook. That would be easier. Lialle?
18.
18. Lord, y'all are rolling high. Rin?
My best one so
16.
Jeez. And then, Micah.
Very appropriately, I rolled a 9.
That tracks. Alright, so first up, before anyone else gets a chance to attack, it will be Lialle. You are first. But, we'll say before this, you just kind of hear him, Colin just kind of snarl, and he says, "You're gonna learn to stay out of our business."
I will, with Colin in my eyesight, cast Daze. If it works, it will ensorcel the target. They have to make a successful willpower self-discipline test versus my spell power. If it works, they'll be slightly confused, suffer a -1 penalty on all ability tests until the beginning of my next turn. Oh, if they succeed. If they fail, they're basically stunned. They can't take any actions on their next turn. So I'm going to try and, like, keep him from doing anything, and maybe that'll diffuse the situation.
Okay.
So, give me a moment to pull up all of the things. Okay. So because I'm in light armor, I have to spend an extra mana on all my spells.
Okay.
And I have to beat a test of 11. That's my target number. Oh, I rolled triples. Oh gosh. Okay, let's use this.
Gee.
I think I'm gonna have just done it. I've rolled 3 3, so that's 9 plus my magic, yes, which is 3. So, and this is not in my focus, but so that would be 12. So that should hit my target number.
Okay. You also get a spell stunt of
Yeah,
3 points or less combined in any way.
I rolled a 2 on my dragon die. So what I'll do is I'll do skillful casting, which will spend my 2 mana points. Excuse me, my 2 stunt points for my dragon die to reduce the mana cost of my spell by 1, so that I won't spend the extra mana that I normally would for this. And they have to succeed in their willpower test versus 13. That's my spell
13. Well, let me tell you, this man does not have a lot of willpower. He does not have a lot of self-discipline, considering the fact that he's, confronting you in the woods. So yeah, so what happens to him if he fails his...
Okay, so if he fails, he... Oh, sorry, it's right here. They are slightly confused. They suffer a -1 on all their ability tests until the beginning of my next turn, and they cannot take any actions on their next turn.
Okay. So you just...
-1 ability test for the next round and stunned, basically.
Alright, so you just see this man just start looking around, and he kind of drops. He had this large hammer in his hand. He just kind of looks around, just very dazed, and you get the feeling he doesn't even know where he is anymore. So...
Then I see if Micah has noticed that I used magic.
Not at all. All right.
This one's pink.
Would you like to use a minor action? That would be your major action.
Sorry, everyone.
No, you're fine.
I will say... no.
Okay.
I will just, I feel like that's probably pretty good for the moment. I don't think I feel like I need to move or anything. So I think I'm good.
All right. Perfect. Next
I'll look
up.
at these all more closely.
No, you're good.
My turn again.
You're totally fine. Cantarella. I don't even know if we'll get to your turn again in this, so who knows how quickly it'll go.
So, right now, it's just the one guy kind of in front of us right now,
there is
correct?
Colin, and then he has another villager behind him.
Okay. You know what? Since Colin is dazed and not really in their right mind, I'm going to use this opportunity. I guess for minor action, I'll move, kind of steadily move behind him, and backstab him.
All right.
Let's get a little extra in there. So
Cool.
let's see.
A little extra.
So in order to do successfully, it is my dex versus their perception.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Not very good. 15.
They also got a 15. We're gonna say that we're gonna use D&D rules. Ties go to attacker, so it succeeds.
Do they? But
Alright.
they're stunned, right? So does
Yeah.
it because?
Oh,
of
he does get a
Lialle's-
-1, so it's 14. So
Yeah.
you can
Oh,
hit either way.
perfect. All right.
Yeah.
So plus
That's an
2
extra
bonuses.
D6.
Yes. So plus. Oh, actually, I totally forgot to add my extra attack roll. All right. So 2d6. That is 8, 9 total damage.
All right. You stab the crap out of this man. That is the best way to describe it. He's still up, but he kind of falls to his knees. That hurt a lot. And he's still confused, so he doesn't know what's going on, but he just knows that he is hurting now. So,
We are a ruthless pack.
apparently.
I'm like the first one to really draw blood, and I just kind of look at everybody else and see their reactions.
Like, is
It's
this
like,
I look at Cantarella, I'm like, wow, okay. That escalated quickly.
Micah's just chasing
yeah,
a butterfly.
Are we killing?
And I'm looking for Micah. Micah's, I'm like, oh, fine.
He's
He's
just
good.
running around. All right, so after that devastating, Rin, it is you next.
Okay. And there's only the one guy, right?
There's the one guy and then the villager that's a little bit behind him. But
Okay,
this guy is pretty much incapacitated.
So, yeah, so Rin, seeing that, she's instantly gonna think, yeah, this person is gonna definitely, like, if they are able to get away, they'll definitely say something and alert other people. So she's gonna use her instincts, and she's going to also backstab, but she's basically she's gonna be throwing her knife to try to, like, hit him directly.
Okay.
Like, in the back.
So you were, like, aiming to kill.
Yeah, basically, because I'm like,
okay.
You gotta silence. You gotta make sure that
right.
the job is done. If you started it, you gotta finish it.
Right, because I just want to say this is a mechanic that is in this game that is not in, at least most of the other ones that I've played. Once a enemy hits 0 hit points, you can choose whether you want to kill them or leave them alive. They are simply incapacitated. They don't instantly die. So,
Got it.
So yeah, since you were aiming to kill, he will instantly die.
Yeah, Bryn is gonna, definitely try to hit that for sure. Okay, so we got 16. Plus, because it's a backstab, that would technically be 18.
You stab the crap out of this man.
All right. And let's see here. I'm assuming. Ooh. Yeah, that's 3 additional points of damage.
Okay.
So
that takes him down. You stab this man. You were throwing your knife at him, correct?
Yeah, so basically, like, I'm like within whatever the foresty part of the area is, so I basically just flung my knife directly to, like, basically just, like, kill, just end his life.
All right.
Then and there. Hopefully.
You do. It kind of goes between his ribs and he just kind of collapses. So, I won't get too gruesome with that, but he's dead.
I look at Cantarella and be like, "Did you throw that? Where'd that come from?"
I look back at Katari like, no, and I look behind me, and
I was like, and I'm looking at Lialle, and then I'm like, Micah did that? He's still chasing.
Gosh.
Because I'm still within the shadow, so I'm trying to hit.
Yeah.
All right, so that is your turn. Next up, it is Katari. There is still a villager left. He is very
minor
scared.
Action.
Oh,
minor action, moving towards, like, basically to get better vantage point for guy number 2.
Okay, perfect. Perfect.
Okay, so villager number 1, sidekick. I make eye contact with him, and I look at him, and I just say, "Are you want to go?" Like, basically. So, does he react or is he run?
It is not his turn yet. Give me real quick.
Oh, okay.
Is there an intimidation? There's not an intimidation. What?
I feel like there should be.
There should be, right? For sure. Maybe it's under strength.
Strength persuasion.
It is under strength persuasion. Yeah. So yeah, give me a strength intimidation check.
Right.
That is weird that it's under that, not communication. But I appreciate it.
Funny. 16.
Yeah. He just kind of drops his club that he's holding, and he starts to turn to run. Like I said, it's not his turn, but you get the feeling he's gonna flee.
Okay. I feel kind of woozy anyway, so I'm just gonna let him. I'm just gonna be ready. I'm just gonna probably be on my defend, just in case if anybody else comes in. I'm just be prepared. But I'm looking down at is his name Colin?
Yeah, unfortunately.
I
now realize it's probably supposed to be pronounced Colon, but I don't know if that's any better. I think that
his
almost
name's
makes
Colin
it worse.
Colin. We're sticking with Colin.
It's Colin.
We'll probably meet his brother, Gallbladder. It's fine.
And I'm just gonna ready my sword on his neck because we. Oh wait, did we kill him or we just left him?
Colin's dead on the ground.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah,
Okay,
he dead.
I was. Okay.
I believe the description was he got the shit stabbed out of him.
Yeah. That wasn't
so
an
mega
intentional
shanks.
pun, but
It happened.
it happened. It's meant to be.
Beautiful.
You know what? F it. She looks at him and she's like, nah, I'm still gonna kill him. So she's gonna pull out her longsword and she's gonna go after the villager.
Okay. So we'll say that you're, I believe using an ability is a major action.
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
gonna
So,
attack.
yeah. So you are now, you know what? We'll say it's free to try to intimidate him. You're a very scary woman. So, yeah, you just roll me an attack. Go for it.
Yep. So I got 9, 15 on the attack.
Yes, you managed to break through his defenses that are not super, a lot of them.
Yeah. And he has 9 damage.
You just drop this man in one swing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just cut him down.
I actually just cut him like across, like on the collarbone in his neck, and I just look at him like, nah, sorry.
He's on the ground, like he is very injured. This is basically your chance. Are you killing this man or are you leaving him alive?
We're gonna slice all the way through. I mean,
Okay.
there's a dagger that came out of the forest, so
That's true.
I'm assuming.
Alright, so you finish this man off, and, yeah.
And then he drops, yeah, and I look for Micah, like, where is he? Is he okay?
Well, that escalated.
Did I catch the butterfly?
You know what? Give me, and
Oh, Micah.
I don't even know what this would be.
Catching the butterfly.
We have a toddler.
Give me a traps roll. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, just give me just a dexterity.
Okay,
Yeah,
straight
or-
dexterity.
Either dexterity or animal handling.
I have no
whichever you
focuses
prefer.
in it. It's fine.
Animal handling is also
Can
valid.
we?
It's okay. I rolled fairly well actually. 14, 15.
Determined to get that butterfly.
You just... They snatch this butterfly out of the air. Just no problem. You don't even injure its wings. You just kind of grabbed it by the thorax, and it's just... You have this butterfly now.
I'll be like holding it very carefully. Run over to whoever's closest. And yep.
I just look at him like, oh, we got one. As I'm like rubbing, like taking the blood off my sword.
Aw.
What?
I'm
What
going to look.
happened?
Well, we had a few guests. We took care of them rather quickly. Really took care of them.
Yeah, really took care of them.
I'm gonna look
There's-
back in the shadows behind me and see if I'm gonna tell everybody, keep your guard up, because I think there was one more. That knife was not me, and I'm gonna like look back and see if I see anybody.
Can I,
Opposed
while that's
checks.
happening, pick
Yep,
up the
those
knife?
checks right there.
Can
Sorry,
I
go
pick
ahead,
up
Paul.
the knife and see if, I mean, Rin was
She's
kind of
frozen.
brandishing it as we walked by in the inn, and I was like, what? Look, I'm doing things. Would I possibly recognize this knife as the one I saw her holding and realize that it's her?
Yeah. Also, you are frozen. We can still hear you just fine, but you're just frozen in a very concerned position right now.
Camera's frozen.
Yes.
Oh, here, I'll
Can
stop
I?
my video and start it again. And
Okay.
hope that thank you for telling me, because I would never have known.
No, you're good.
Well, I'll stop my video and start it again. Hopefully that will help.
It's very funny.
Got
Uh,
Yeah.
Drum
no?
roll, please.
No,
Maybe?
you're now gray.
You're just
Yeah.
blank now.
Yeah.
It's okay, we're about to go to break.
She
Gosh.
also became one with the shadows.
She did, she did.
Oh, no.
You're good.
Well, sorry everyone. I don't know what's going on.
No, you're good. We'll get it fixed here in just a second. I just want to get you guys to the next point, then we're going to break for a second.
Yeah.
So, yeah, give me, to know about this knife,
Yeah.
just,
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna.
I don't know, just, yeah, you recognize it. You probably,
Yeah.
sure. I don't know what to, what to make you roll, so you recognize it.
Awesome.
Ah, you're back.
There we
Hello.
go.
Return.
Yes, I did it. I'll just hold her and be like, I'll wait and see if Cantarella notices anything, but I'm looking at it like, oh.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll like kind of very cautiously approach the back area, like where the trees and shrub are, and see if I notice anything.
Okay, y'all give me opposed checks. Stealth versus
Come on.
seeing perception. Is that what it is? Yeah, seeing.
After Cantarella told us all to be careful, Micah's just like, what? And we'll like throw up their arms, and there's just like flames in their hands.
Wait, so what is this? What is this one for? Technically,
We'll say dexterity stealth.
dexterity. Okay.
13. I rolled a 15.
18.
God!
Because I have the shadow feature.
You don't see anything. It's almost like the shadows are morphing themselves, so just specifically to obscure your vision. You see nothing.
I just go, I know you're out there. I'm just yell it out. You gonna join us, or you just gonna follow?
You'll hear a whistle from like deep within the foresty area, and then all of a sudden you see Shroud, basically kind of like just very like just chunky war dog, go up to Lialle and kind of like look like sit down, like almost like expecting like her to do something, which basically that's his way of being like, give me the knife to give back to my owner. But he doesn't know. I mean, obviously he's not going to communicate. He's
I'll
just
go and pat the dog on the Mavari on the head. What do you want from me? I don't know. Do you need to be fed? I don't have any treats.
He's going to nudge at her hand, like for the knife, like kind of like just tapping his nose at her hand.
I'll give it to him and I'll say, you tell her to come out here and join us. Give him the knife.
I love that Lialle is
goes-
basically just the suburban, like, Wisconsin mom. Now you tell her to come out here and join us.
Come back
Yeah, like with her hand on her hip. Yeah.
and face the consequences of what she has done.
So basically, at that point, Bryn is just finding it all entertaining. So when Shroud comes back and gives her the knife, she's gonna come out. Okay, it looks like I've been caught.
Ooh.
Katari goes, I knew it. I knew it.
I mean, you lot are very interesting. You don't know a thing about stealth, but yet you're trying to go on a mission.
You know, I thought I was the only one who hides in the shadows, but apparently not.
Well, my dear, you don't do it well enough. I can teach you a few things if you'd like.
I think I'm good, thank you. I've been trained enough.
I would also say you might want to work on keeping track of your belongings as well. Just a little tip.
She's gonna like look down at her satchel and just kind of rummage through everything.
Yeah,
and start counting.
There's a couple coins missing.
And then at the same moment that she's like looking in there, she's gonna basically have the coins between her fingers, like, and then kind of like doing a little like play, like basically just moving the coins between her hands, and then she's gonna put the coins back into her pocket. Finders keepers, dear.
Would say I'm annoyed, but I'm actually impressed. Interesting. So you've been following us.
Well, I've been intrigued by that one over there. And she's pointing in the direction of Lialle.
Tug my hood over my You're a little
I
closer.
thought she was just very focused. No, she's frozen.
Again?
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
I thought that she was just mean mugging Rin. That's what I thought the whole time. Like, I
no,
can't
it's not
stand
frozen
this
on
one.
my end, so I don't even know what's happening. I'm so sorry. I don't know what the deal is, but I'll tugging. Imagine Lialle tugging her hood around her head. It's obviously her little nervous tick. She's doing that. So I mean, like,
Listen, your speech was very inspiring. I'd be willing to assist to a certain degree. If you don't mind, if there is a purse or some type of award, sharing it with me.
Well, we don't know how much reward there is to spare, but it probably wouldn't help to get a little bit more help, especially with your skill. You've proved your worth already with that killing blow. I would say I'm on board.
At least we know you can handle a knife. That's what really comes in handy in these situations.
Yes.
Well, you can have my portion of the pay since I'm kind of here under pay from the Circle of Mages anyway. So I don't really need any more money. So you can have my part.
Works for me, but try to stay away from the ale. Again, someone your age, you shouldn't be doing that.
I'm 27.
Oh. You must tell me your thing. Oh, well, you're a mage. You probably can do the things and look younger. That's a really useful skill.
I'm not that good at magic.
Well, I saw you catch that butterfly while everyone else was doing the hard work. So yeah, I guess that is also too accurate to say.
Wait, what?
Well, you weren't really a part of that fight, now were you?
I was momentarily distracted. Thank you. There was a very interesting butterfly. Where's the butterfly?
Oh my gosh. Oh,
You realize.
Oh well.
You don't see.
Yeah.
This butterfly.
Let's welcome. It's getting dark, so we need to get going because I can't do this darkness thing unless we want to set up camp somewhere for the night.
You
Let's
guys
at least make it to the encampment.
I was gonna say, you guys do remember that you're fairly close to the encampment, so.
Okay. Then to the encampment we go.
All right.
Follow me. I'll
So,
start leading them again.
All right. As Lialle leads the way, all of you, you make your way through this forest. No further threats. A few noises, but just typical, like something like wildlife rustling. And as you guys come across the Dalish encampment, you realize that it's more of the remains of the Dalish encampment at this point. The colorful wagons, the Aravels, they're circled around the remains of a campfire in a shallow pit. Looks as though this has been ashes for a while, this fire pit. There's not been a fire lit for a good while. There are Hala that have been slain just on the ground. They've been kind of picked over by forest scavengers and stuff like that. There's just debris scattered around this encampment, and you can tell that there is a struggle that took place here. And as we hit that, we are going to go to a quick break before you guys investigate further. So thanks everyone for hanging out with us. Thank you for putting up with our technical issues. I have recruited Danny to help me out, so he's going to be running tech, and we will not get any dropping frames or anything after this. So yeah, we will see you guys back in just a few minutes. All right. Hello. Welcome back. Hopefully tech issues will now be fixed because we have a hero in our midst. So yeah, where we left off, you guys had just come across the Dalish encampment, or what remained of the Dalish encampment. So, you know, as you guys walk into this place, you begin taking a little bit of a closer look. You see that there are overturned camp stools, there's broken mugs and crockery. There's an overturned iron cauldron. It once hung above the fire. There's still a little bit of spoiled stew down in the bottom, but most of it's spilled out, and you can tell it's been eaten by scavengers of some sort. So yeah.
Do I notice like I guess like the main like focus of the encampment, like where like I don't know if the leader had been, or like a bigger tent that I can kind of approach, or that may have...
Most of the wagons, there is one of the wagons that's a bit larger, but you do notice everything that was in them has been kind of strewn about, so there's not really...
Do I notice like footprints into the mud that can help me determine what...
Give me a perception tracking test.
I would also like for basically Rin is going to do her normal call to Shroud to try to track and kind of get if there's any, pick up any scent if there is anything left.
So yeah, he can give me either a tracking, or since his specific thing is for smelling, he can give me a smelling.
Okay.
So this is pretty low. An 8 on my perception. Or
okay. You don't really notice anything. It's a mess, honestly. You can't pick out any specific details from it.
Okay.
Can Micah look around for people who might still be alive?
Yes. Anyone who wants to inspect this further, you guys can give me a perception tracking.
Yeah, I would like to also
take a peek.
Shroud got a 15 for his test.
Wonderful. Okay.
And I'm going to also to do one as well. Well, oh, actually
5.
He got because it was double. It was a stump point, and it was a 5 on the dragon die. So I'm wondering if I could do. I think that makes me wonder where it's like picking up even more information.
Yes.
Than usual.
You notice that Shroud is kind of sniffing this one specific area. And as you guys kind of approach this area, and you said it was a 5 on the dragon die?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm using 3 of the stump points for that.
Right.
One.
Okay. It doesn't matter, just as long as you get whatever's on the dragon die. So you notice that there are footprints and drag marks on the ground, kind of around where he's sniffing. And it over 20. There was a large group that came through here. They were either marched or carried away from the site based on these tracks, including some, it looks like they were dragged over the ground. Any dead bodies that remained were likely dragged or carried away as well. And since you got the extra, that makes me wonder, I'm just going to throw in something else too. And around this as well, you see that there are traces of dried blood in spots. At least some of them were wounded here. From the size of the spots, there are probably at least a few deaths, but not everyone dead. It wasn't not everyone died. It wasn't like a wholesale slaughter is what it says specifically, which is a terrible term. I don't know why I'm giggling at it. It's just ridiculous to say wholesale at that. But in spite of that, there are no bodies or remains at this campsite.
Looks like someone did quite a number on this camp.
So I rolled a 14 for my perception. I'm interested in looking around and seeing if this is probably such a shot in the dark, but anything else that looks like this like broken chain situation. Like I'm trying to figure out if maybe that came from a person, possibly from this encampment or from somewhere else. And so maybe if there's, I don't know, anything else here that would look like that, and maybe there isn't, but.
What did you get on your dragon die?
I rolled a 6 on my dragon die.
Perfect. As you're looking around for further signs of this, maybe a source for this chain, you don't find that. But what you do find is, since you're carrying the map, you kind of have a familiar idea of what's going on with it. You notice that these tracks all lead off towards the southeast, and that is the same direction, or in the direction shown on her map. That is the same direction towards the ruins that you guys are all heading to.
Yeah.
All the footprints appear to belong to the elves, and you notice it doesn't really look like any of them were which of them were the attackers. You can't tell, but you don't even know if any of them were from the attackers.
That's interesting.
The tracks are fairly easy to follow as well.
Say, hey everyone, there's some definite tracks going off here based on the map. It looks like they lead toward those ruins, and it's hard to tell, but it kind of looks like people just walked themselves there willingly, maybe. I don't know.
Hard
Is
for
anyone
me
else
to
finding
believe.
anything?
I mean, other than what Shroud found, as far as just the countless tracks and blood that seemed to have been spilt. Obviously, there was quite the struggle, but then again, was it?
Yeah, it's
From
strange.
what you said?
How far is are the ruins from here, Lialle?
Look at the map, and I'll say, oh, it's about
It's
distance.
a good like 2 to 3 hour walk.
Based on it now, I don't know how to scale my map is, but I'm gonna guess probably 2 to 3 hours of walking.
Great, so that means nightfall. That's when I do my best work.
Oh, I was thinking of going a little later tomorrow. I'm a little hungry. Need to drink a little. So I'm just gonna go look and see if there's a camp out here. So I'm just gonna leave the group a little bit and kind of go my own way and kind of see if there's anything else I can find, but also trying to let them know that I want to stay before night, but it's really up to the group, I guess, too. So how everybody's feeling.
It is starting, it has just gotten a bit dark. Night has finally fallen. And as you kind of walk away from the group a bit, all of you hear a faint, like wheezing, mocking, like laughter that kind of drifts out of the trees. I want all of you to make me a willpower courage test.
Ooh, that's a focus right there.
Okay.
I got a 12, and
13.
if we want to use it in this instance, I did roll double, so there would be some point potentially.
Okay.
15, also with a double,
Same
but my
here.
dragon die is only 1. So
Okay. I'm trying to
16.
16. So anyone that got a 13 or higher succeeds.
Ooh, okay, good. Just
Sorry, Paula.
Wait, would I
Okay.
have to do that also too? I just realized for Shroud.
Yes, have
Oh,
him
no!
do it as well.
Not the pupper.
Baby, no.
Be scared
okay,
together.
Okay, he actually did better. Wait, are you serious? Did you just do better than me?
Oh,
Brave
no.
doggo. Good
Oh my
doggo.
gosh, like 16. Jeez, okay.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are doing good. Sorry, I'm looking at stunts to see if there's anything you can do here.
It's fine if you're just gonna.
Yeah,
If you want to be
You're
like,
not
no,
really
there
in
isn't.
combat, so I don't
You're
really
fine.
know of
Yeah.
any sort of thing. But since you got double
Oh,
on the
was there
dragon
a
die,
raid?
it's
There was a raid.
oh, there
Hey.
is a raid. Hello.
Welcome, raiders.
Thank you for the raid. Welcome.
Welcome to
Welcome.
me struggling to understand the system.
We're doing it together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you
You're
so much
doing
for the raid,
amazing.
Fateful Encounters.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
So yeah, most of you managed to shrug this off, but Lialle, she's just
It's too
little-
much. It reminds me too
Yeah.
much of, I mean, people being taken from their homes and taken off somewhere. It's hitting close to home. So I'm
Yeah.
feeling on edge for sure.
makes sense. This just kind of gets to you, and you are now afraid. You are gonna have a -1 penalty to something I will inform you about shortly.
Oh.
So yeah, this laughter gets louder,
Can you
and
hear that?
Yes.
all
Where's
of
it
you
coming
notice these glowing red eyes that appear circling you from the forest. And this is the source of the laughter as one of them slowly approaches from the forest, and you get your first look. It looks almost jackal-like.
I'm
it
ready my
looks like-
crossbow immediately.
It's a humanoid, just kind of disgusting looking, just very like wolf jackalish head, but a humanoid body, kind of decaying in parts. Honestly, if any of you have not encountered darkspawn, you would still know a darkspawn when you saw one, just from the way these things look.
Lialle
And
just starts
this-
backing away. Just like
Yeah.
Backing away from it.
Ren's gonna be trying to go kind of like wherever there is good kind of cover shadow, but she's readying her crossbow
Okay.
with an arrow to be ready.
All right. So I'm going to have all of you roll initiative again. I know we just got out of combat. I'm sorry. But
Sorry. Why every time?
Oh no.
17. Oh, sorry, we're to go through or ask.
16. Even though I'm scared.
15.
14.
okay. So it is
14, which is low for me.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to type out order. Okay, you got 15 Ren and then 14
Mhm.
Cantarella.
Yes.
Okay, Micah.
8.
Poor Micah.
It's worse than
It's on
last
brand.
time.
It's on brand.
Poor Micah. Well, if it makes you feel any better, you don't go last.
Oh, well, there's that.
So yeah, as this creature approaches you, you notice that another one is approaching from the side. The rest of them seem to kind of not have any real interest in you, but they are still watching, just laughing, this maniacal laughter, just almost trying to unnerve all of you. But first
working
up,
for me.
it's working. First up is going to be Katari.
So I just see his figure, but the laugh is not coming from that figure.
No, it is. All
Oh,
of
it
these
is.
figures are laughing. Yes.
Okay, and are they're encircling us as a group? So
Yes. And then
in
2
terms
have
of-
approached you.
2 have approached me.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna like automatically just pull out my longsword and go for the swing for
right.
whichever one is closest to me. I
right.
don't know what my longsword will do, but we'll see.
We'll call that one creature number 1.
Creature number 1. You're definitely gonna get away with this one. I got a 4 plus a 12 on my attack.
All right. Sorry, I'm pulling up very quickly stats. Where is it? Hello. Hello. Okay, there it is. 12 hits.
Oh, perfect. 2 and 7 damage.
Okay. You notice that it seems to have some sort of like natural armor to it. Its hide is very thick, but you still do damage to it. So.
Okay. Perfect. And minor action. I'm just going to. I'm gonna act. I'm just gonna put my guard up for my minor, and it's just gonna add. I'm gonna add a +1 to my defense through this round because I'm the closest one, I guess, to both of these creatures. So I'm assuming that they're probably gonna attack me.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Next up is Lialle.
Okay, I'm going to pull out my staff and I'm going to attempt to unleash an arcane bolt at the one that is, the big scary one who's coming toward us. So. And on the dice, 11, 12, 13, and I have too many tabs open.
I wish you saw all the tabs I had.
So I roll a 13, so my target number was 10. So that works. So they need to make a dex. So a bolt of arcane energy springs from my staff. And will inflict 2d6 damage with bonus damage equal to my casting roll's dragon die. Ooh, I'm gonna set that aside. So this creature needs to make a dexterity acrobatics test versus my spell power, and if they do, the spell will only inflict 1d6 damage. So my spell power is 13, so acrobatics versus 13.
That is a 13. I will say, all of your attack rolls, because you were frightened of these creatures, have a -1 penalty.
Well,
I'm sorry.
That
was the penalty that you got earlier.
So then they pass that, so the spell will only inflict 1d6 instead of 2d6 and 5 bonus damage. If I'm reading this correctly.
Is this penetrating damage or just
it just says damage, it doesn't specify. Okay. So I don't think
it would specify. So
great.
Okay.
Ooh, a big 2.
A big 2. Now, is this against the one that was attacking Katari or the other one? You may have specified and I missed it. I'm sorry.
The main one, not the one who was coming up. I think there was one coming up from behind us, but the main one who would come out of that I think is the scariest.
Perfect. You do notice it doesn't seem to kind of pierce its hide. The magic just kind of bounces off of it.
Yeah. Okay.
You did hit it. It just,
I'm like, I feel like that should have done more damage than it did. Oh, he's really scary.
All right. If you would not like to take any of your
actually, yeah, as a minor action, I believe I can do an activate. And so I think I can activate my blood magic ability.
Oh, you're a blood mage. Okay.
Which I will do just to be prepped for next round, and next round if it comes back to me, I'll talk about what that actually means, so we can
All right.
But yeah, I'll just activate my blood magic ability.
All right, you do that. Perfect. That I did not see that coming. I have your sheet, but I forgot. All right. Next up is the main creature that is going to, as it is in front of you currently, Katari, it is going to just take its claws and just swipe at you. And that is a 15. What is your
Yeah,
defense?
my defense is only 13, even with that
Okay.
+1.
So yeah, it does 10 damage to you.
Okay.
It is not penetrating damage though, so subtract your armor from it.
Okay. You said 10?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That does not have stunt points, so it cannot do anything else. It is not going to use its minor action either. All right, next up is, sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. Rin.
Okay, so for my minor action, Ren's going to aim. So the one that so far has been attacked is the number 1, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And she's gonna take aim at Mr. Scatty Man number 1. And that is. Oh, okay. So that's that's a 20.
20. All right. Yeah, you
No,
hit it.
no stunt points though. However, for that,
Of course, that would be too
unfortunately.
easy.
And then that's 12 damage for that.
All right. Jeez. On big boy number 1.
Yes.
Yeah, he is down. You have taken this one out.
Nice.
Excellent.
That was very quick. Even though,
Most
like, you
impressive.
pierce through his armor, he doesn't take as much damage as he should, but it doesn't matter. So, all right, next up, unless you would like to do a minor action.
Oh, my minor action was to aim, sadly.
Right, that's right.
So, yeah, so I'm just going to have to lie in the cut, like, kind of going more in the shadows, but probably positioning herself for, like, the next baddie. Yeah.
Perfect. Next up is Cantarella.
Okay. So there's the main one in front of Katari right now.
Yes.
How
that
many
one just
are
died.
Wait, that one died?
That one just died, yes.
Oh, okay. I thought it was so how many are left?
There is only one that is inside the ring. The rest of them do not seem to be attacking you or even a threat at this point. They're just there to keep you.
Got it.
They're
So
a plot point to keep you inside.
I will go for the other one then.
All right.
I am so I'll use my movement to move kind of toward it, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bluff one of my abilities.
Okay.
So I'm gonna kind of walk in front of it and say, look, we don't have to do this. Like we can just settle this over a little talk. And I'm gonna try to distract it so that I can use my backstab on it.
All right.
So they must make opposed willpower to my communication. Deception. So let's see what we roll here. Where is the communication? Okay. Oh, it's pretty good. 15.
15. It does not pass. Yours does. Mine doesn't. Sorry, I should have clarified.
No worries.
No,
Okay,
you
so
successfully distract this creature.
so as I'm like, I have my dagger out, like I'm talking, like we can just talk about this. And then as I do, I kind of slide behind him and I will try to get my little bonus here for my attack roll. Wait, do I get to do it on this turn? If you win, you have wrong-footed your opponent and can backstab him. Okay. So I guess I still roll to hit, which is 9, 10, 11, 13.
13 does hit, yes.
Okay, good. All right, so I get my 2d6, which is, oh my gosh, I rolled double sixes.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
You
6,
get a
12,
combat stunt.
13. Oh, nice. Awesome.
Well, You don't really need your combat
I
stuff,
guess,
but you
yeah,
can
I
take
don't.
it if you want to.
It's fine. I rolled 13 damage on this guy, so
You just like flourish it before you stab him. There you go.
Yeah.
There's your stunt point. So yeah, you single-handedly take out this other creature.
Awesome.
And you hear applause from the shadows.
Yeah, I can do it too.
I'm so sorry,
Impressive,
Micah.
dear.
So at this, the rest of them, they just kind of cease their laughter, and one of them just kind of howls, and they all take off towards southeast, back towards where they came from, the ruins.
Oh, you do not want more? As they all start retreating. Well,
Or they're calling more of their friends.
that wouldn't be good.
Yeah, I hope they aren't calling more of their friends. I did not like them.
We should not stay around this encampment for much longer. We should probably move
Go on the
quickly.
move.
Paula, your -1 is done now. It was just for that encounter.
Oh, good, because I just erased it from my notes. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that you are. I was literally just like, that's gotta be over
Yep,
now.
that's over. You're good. All right. So,
Katari, you would feel a little tug on your pant leg or skirt or whatever you're wearing.
Yeah. Hello, little ones.
Hi. So I know you wanted to stay and stay for the evening, but we should probably go. But
Yeah.
I'll stick near you, and I have these, and I just light fires in my hand, and if I'm around you and my hands are on fire, I'll make a little light for you, and that way it won't be so dark.
Katari just gets a little tear in her eye.
same.
Yeah. It's like, thank you. Yeah, that'd be great. It's just like putting her sword away, still cleaning it. And
Another really handy thing is, and Micah's going to reach into their satchel and kind of rummage around and pull out a little piece of cheese and just delicately roast it on the fire. There you go.
Katari grabs it so gently off their fingers. And so, oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, and
Welcome.
I'd like to pick you up, but I don't know if that would be offensive. I'm like, I just reach back like, let's go, guys. Let's get out of here.
We'll get there. We're not there yet.
You got to build up to that point.
My heart.
So yeah, as you guys continue along this path that Lialle has discovered, and all of you have really discovered together, based on all the clues you got, you head towards where you know these ruins to be. Following the map, you guys come across a massive tree that has fallen across a deep chasm in the forest. It forms a natural bridge to the far side. The chasm, upon closer inspection, is nearly 100 foot deep, and it has a river rushing across tumbled rocks below.
I hope this wasn't on the map. I didn't realize it would be such a far drop.
I look at Lialle like, it's okay. You were looking at a charcoal drawing on a table. We can do this.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks.
I think I can help with that one. So Rin is gonna take her there's a climbing hook that she has in her satchel along with rope. So she's going to basically try to make sure that, like, instead of them having to jump down, they have something that's basically attached to the top so they can kind of shimmy their way down the rope.
Okay, so are you guys trying to go into this gorge or across it?
I guess we
Yeah.
can try to go in.
We need to cross it though, because the ruins are on the other side.
Pull the map back out again. Oh,
Right?
actually, it was on here. It's right. I do think we need to probably.
Oh, okay. So basically, like,
Cross
Rin
it.
is basically like swinging the grappling hook and
we
then
have
to try to like
oh.
toss it to the other side.
Oh, great. Oh, are you all good at balancing across this thing?
Oh, is that it's? Oh, I
Oh,
forgot.
I
This...
mean,
Can't all do that?
it can't hurt to have a rope to hold on to while we shimmy across.
Like a safety line.
Yeah.
I mean, it's our best bet to get across as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Is it gonna hold my weight?
Hmm.
Well,
Not
anybody
sure.
else have any other extra rope? I forgot to pack mine.
I do as well have some rope.
Right.
So basically working with Cantarella to try to like strengthen the rope a little bit more.
Does this look like? I kind of like size it out. It might.
I have a whistle.
Wait, what's the distance are we looking at?
Across. Gosh, not in here. The chasm's about 100 foot deep. Across is about, we'll say, 20 feet.
Oh,
20 feet
Don't look
across.
down.
Nope, just kidding. It's 16 yards long. It's a lot more than that. My bad. It's about, yeah.
Yeah.
40 then,
Wait,
if
hold on,
I'm
let me
doing math
see.
right.
So then it's 20 yards of rope that I have. So if Cantarella has...
I have the same.
Okay, perfect. Because then we can try to make that work to stretch the length.
You do notice this tree is about 2 yards wide. It was a fairly big tree before it fell, but it's covered. It does have moss and like branches jutting out of it. It kind of makes it difficult to get across. But the difficulty doesn't come from the size of the tree, if that makes sense.
Yes, copy.
The terrain.
Mm.
Okay. I say we give Micah the end of the rope and toss him over to the other side to ensure that we get the rope across. How's that one sound?
I mean, it's
sure
his
Micah
funeral. Their
wants-
funeral.
Wants
I'm
to
just-
be tossed. What if
That's
one of
a really
our
far chasm.
our members of the group here who seem to be really good at moving just tracked their way along the tree and then connected the rope to the other end for us?
Oh, that too. Yeah.
While Lialle basically described that, Rin is going to do exactly that.
Yeah, just like
basically
what
like
Rin's doing.
yeah, so basically gonna be like trying to like kind of athletically
Hope this is a
All
safe
right.
method for us.
So you're trying to just, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be trying to do some acrobatics.
Yep, that would be a dexterity acrobatics test.
And let's hope I don't fall to my death. Dun, dun, dun.
And that was the end of Rin and Thelynn.
Well, goodbye, Rin. No.
Let's see. Oh my god. Let's
I
see.
will say,
Oh,
this
I
is
did get a stump point.
okay. This is a new kind of mechanic to me. This is what's considered an advanced test. So this will take multiple rolls for you to get. And I will need to know what you get on your dragon die.
Okay, so the first one was 15 with 5 on the dragon die.
Okay.
With the stump point.
Okay.
And then what do I do the same thing again or
yes.
Okay.
You make it partially across. So and you can redeem your stump point if you have something that's relevant.
Let's see. So okay. Let me see. Because this is I guess this is this considered exploration stunt?
Yeah, we'll say it's exploration. It's technically supposed to be combat here, but I'm trying to kind of streamline this a little bit, so you do see some crows kind of circling overhead.
Okay,
they're not doing anything, they're just there.
Okay, so the other one is a 14, but I'm gonna do it with a flourish.
Okay.
So it's a +1 bonus to any opposed test. So it's basically just like very, very dramatic, just over the top like movement that's basically just showing that I've done this maybe more than a few times.
Perfect. What was the dragon die on that one?
The dragon die on that one was a 2.
2. You are almost across. You are very close to the edge, but you have not quite crossed yet.
Okay.
So basically, let me just explain because I didn't realize this was a mechanic until reading again today. Advanced test, there is a success threshold. So you have to keep doing these tests until you get a specific sum on the dragon die. So far you've gotten a 5 and a 2. So you have a 7. Okay. And the success threshold is higher than a 7. So
okay. For this one, I got a 16.
Okay.
There's a 6 on the dragon die for this one.
You make it across.
Excellent. Okay, so basically I'm just setting it up at this point. Ren is setting it up so that way the others can make it across, hopefully safely.
All right. That no longer, that gets rid of the fact that it is an advanced test. And it lowers the difficulty of it too, because Ren is wonderful and has made things much easier on everyone. So, who is going next?
I'll go. So
Yes.
Test it out before everyone else.
Perhaps
goes,
our
so, if that's all
smaller
right with everyone.
friends should go first.
Don't
yes.
break a leg.
I'm sure I'll be fine. Thank you.
Give me a dexterity acrobatics test.
11, 12. With
All
the
right.
2 on the dragon die, I don't think that matters anymore.
Nah, you're good. So yeah, you make it across.
Okay. It was fine. Just everyone come on. It was fine. It was totally easy with the rope.
All right. Micah, perhaps you should go next.
Okay.
Have this mental image just waddling along, just cheese and candy falling out of their sleeves.
Oh no. Don't lose any of the candy.
We must protect Micah at all costs.
We'll need that.
I had to beat a 12, right? Based on what Lialle rolled. We'll see. Hold on. It was a dexterity, so that's a 13.
Make sure to
13.
put out your hands,
good.
darling. No fire.
So yeah, Micah
They got
makes it
this.
across.
Go ahead, Cantarella.
All right.
I'll follow your lead.
All right, let's see what we get here. Oh, shoot.
We got Beefy Girl coming up, bringing up the
Yeah,
rear.
yeah, that's probably wise. Okay. 15.
All right, you make it across.
Whew. All right, one more to go.
All right, Katari.
Oh gosh.
Oh no.
You can do it, Katari.
7.
Oh no.
Oh my
You
God.
all watch as Katari is making her way across. She steps on a bit of moss that makes her foot slide out from under her, and she is now just kind of clinging on. Give me a strength climbing test, Katari.
Oh, that was better. 17.
17.
Ooh.
You manage to stand back up
Oh, okay.
and kind of take a second to kind of catch your breath, and you can make me another dexterity acrobatics.
15.
15.
No, wait, hold on.
You-
Nope, that's a 6. Just kidding. I'm going ahead of myself. 9, 12.
12. You're still good.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
So yeah, all of you have made it across, some more easily than others. Oh goodness. Did I just lose the Zoom? No, I didn't. That was weird. Everything just minimized on my computer. It was very strange. I was like, oh no. So yeah, as you guys cross, you collect your rope and everything, and you guys continue on.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
The party makes its way down into a narrow valley, and at the far end of it, which is the ruins of an ancient stone keep. Only the first floor is intact, and it's lacking a roof and largely filled with rubble, some of which has been cleared away to reveal a stone staircase leading down into the darkness.
And at this point, it's still like footprints, or are there still the tracks, or we've just kind of been following that? Does it?
There's drag marks every now and then, footprints, that sort of thing.
I'm going to have Shroud go ahead to kind of sniff and see what lies ahead for us.
Yes, it's a little dark down there.
Yeah, is there like it's all dark? There's no like lighting or any.
No, it's fairly dark. But
yeah,
luckily
I
Micah has their fire hands.
So what would that be for? Is that still perception for?
Yeah, give me a smelling.
Shroud? Okay.
Smelling or tracking.
Perfect. And that is the 13 plus 2, so that's 15.
Okay. Shroud kind of sniffs for a second, then he looks up at you and just gives a bark to and it's not, I'm trying to think of how he would convey this. He just kind of sits down and barks at you like there's something in there, but you're safe, kind of thing.
Okay. There is something there, but Shroud is not concerned for our safety, so we can proceed forward. But be on alert.
Let's go.
I look at Micah and I say, "Come on, do your thing."
Mm-hmm. I light my hands and start walking down.
I'm going to stay a little further back with Shroud, staying within any type of shadow. So she's not going to be towards the light at all because she wants to still take advantage of what she's made use of.
Makes sense.
Over the years.
Okay, as a note, I am not the strongest person in the world, so if someone wants to go ahead now that we're in I don't know that the map's going to help us here. If someone else wants to not lead, Micah. Oh yes, with the flames, of course. Yes, lighting the way, and I'll get out of the way so that they can get past me and ahead of me.
They're real handy. Waddling along.
No pun intended. Handy.
All right. You guys move down the stairs into the basement of the ancient keep. There's smashed furniture and broken, decaying weapons that are littering the floor. There was a battle here long ago, that much is clear. In the darkness, you can just make out the bones of the dead, but they appear to be just simple skeletons.
Is there any?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Does it feel like this was a Dalish? Obviously, Dalish ruins. Is there any like elven writing anywhere that might guide us somewhere? Or I don't know. Grasping at straws. I'm like, I don't know actually how that would help us.
There's not. I'll just give you this one for free. There's not really anything that's specific. The architecture is Dalish of it, or not necessarily Dalish, but the older elves. I cannot, as someone who normally has everything, but like the ancient elves.
Yeah.
But there is no writing or anything to indicate from there. But as you guys kind of continue on, you hear voices coming down one corridor that is off this main chamber. It's calling out for help, and you hear it both in the trade tongue and in Elven.
And Micah's going to run towards the sound of the person.
All right.
I'll follow, yeah.
I naturally just chase Micah.
Micah, give me a perception seeing test.
Okay. Right. I don't know. I keep checking my perception, hoping it got better somehow. It's a 12.
12? Okay. As you are running down, you see it's a thin cord that is stretched across the doorway. And you just kind of stop, I assume, upon seeing this. Yes. It's about ankle height, and it's covered with soot. And it's almost invisible, but you manage to spot it.
Can I see what it's attached to?
Yes. you notice that it is rigged to a deadfall trap that is over the door. And you look up and you see there's some of the rusted but blades and everything just kind of gathered up above you that if you had triggered this would all come falling down on you.
Got it. There's a trap.
Oh, my dear Cantarella, are you also too handy in the trap disarmament?
I am indeed, but you know what? Perhaps you can do the honors, Rin.
No. Please. I would love to see more of your skills, darling.
I insist.
We can just step over the trap.
I mean,
We don't have. Okay.
there's no guarantee that if you step over it, there's not another trap, and then another trap, and then another trap. I'm just kidding.
This sounds like something you two got to work out together. I'm just gonna let you do that.
Yeah, Rin is gonna basically just let Cantarella do it because she wants to see her skill.
She'll try her very best to impress Rin with her trap disarming.
All right.
That
that is a dexterity traps roll, but
it is, right?
You know that, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just sitting here like, what you rolling?
All right. Okay, not bad. 14?
14. You manage to kind of pull this cord tight, kind of tie it off to one of the things holding it and snip it so that no one will step over it. I don't know how to disarm that, but that makes sense in my head, so we're gonna pretend that's the way.
As
it's
I'm doing,
Minecraft, you break the string.
I'll kind of scout ahead and see if there are any other traps, maybe just down as far as I can see in Micah's range of fire.
Okay.
What's visible to me.
Give me a perception seeing test.
Okay. 14 again.
14. You do not see any traps down this hallway.
I think it is clear down the hall at least.
I'm impressed. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. The next one is on you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. She's going to carry on. In the shadows and the Shroud is just like, because he's so big. So he's just like kind of waddling too. Kind of in step now, like probably with Micah. If Micah's kind of doing the same with his their big cape or hat.
Yep. Micah, you notice that the chain that you had, it begins to kind of spark for just a second. As you kind of continue down this hallway. You see there is a chamber straight in front of you. There are some rooms. There are 2 rooms to the right side of the corridor. Their doors are open and they're completely empty and ruined. They're just, you can't tell even what their original function was at this point. On the left-hand side, you guys see that this is the Keep's dungeon, and it is once again being used. There are remaining members of the clan. They're mostly women and children, and anyone that did not manage to kind of escape everything that was going on, only to be captured here. But yeah, you also see a older elf that is kind of sitting, that everyone else is kind of huddling around almost for safety and for comfort.
Are they like in cages or chained anywhere, or does it look like they're just choosing to stay here?
They are locked inside these dungeons in these cages.
Oh, copy. And are there guards around, or it's just them?
It's just them.
Katari's going to speak up and just say, does anybody know who Ashala is? I think that's her name, correct?
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, and I just yell it out.
You see the older elf, he kind of steps forward and he says, yes, she is one of us. Did she send you here?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, she did. What happened here? How long have you guys been down here?
I don't even remember anymore. We were kept alive to continue. I'm not sure. Thelynn kept telling us that he was doing it for his people. He was trying to improve us by doing this, saying that we would come to respect him. Please, you have to get us out of here, and you have to head them off. They're headed back towards the village. They want to bring terrible vengeance upon the humans there. That's what they said. They left a few hours ago, but
is Thelynn part of your clan?
I'm not sure. It's some sort of abomination. He kind of looks around for a second, and he
Rin wants to do an insight check, or like the whatever the equivalent is for this, basically to make sure, because she doesn't trust anybody.
I
so
gotcha.
She wants to try to see if this old man is telling the truth.
That makes sense. I'm trying to figure out, sorry, what the equivalent would be.
Perception, empathy.
Empathy, yeah.
Is that still, that's under perception still?
Perception, empathy, yes.
So that's a 16.
All right.
No stunt.
He seems to be kind of holding something back. But it doesn't seem out of malice. It seems as though he wants to kind of not tell all of the rest of the clan what's going on. And he says, look, if you can get us out of here, I need to speak with you all.
Yeah.
What are you keeping from us?
Please, now is not the time.
Let's just get them out of these cages. I don't want to look at them in these cells anymore.
Yes.
I'll turn to Cantarella and Ren and say, can either of you pick these locks or open them up somehow?
I look to Ren. You are the expert in this.
Lock picking.
Dexterity lock picking.
Really quickly, thank you so much for rating NPC Voices. I love you.
Oh, thank you, NPC Voices.
Yeah.
Thank you for the raid.
Sorry,
Welcome.
I'm not keeping an eye on chat. My bad.
You have.
Got you.
You're keeping your eye on enough.
You're
running the game.
A GM is hard.
All right. Okay, so I did a re-roll because I do have because of thievery. My first set of rolls were very low. There were 2s and 1s. And the second roll, it was better. So we're gonna go with the 18 for lockpicking for that one.
All right. Yeah, you managed to very quickly open this dungeon, and all of the elves come out, and you see this older one. He kind of puts his hand on your back and kind of leads you to the side. He speaks in a very low voice. Do the rest of you kind of follow?
I will, yes.
Okay. As everyone's kind of getting out of here, they're very much making their way out. He kind of stands behind and says, I am Lord Keeper Aurelis for the clan. And you all know, for the most part, that Lord Keeper is kind of like the de facto leader of the Dalish. He says, look, I'm sure if you saw Ishara, that she told you our story. This Thelynn, I believe to be Harlan. He was somehow corrupted by some sort of rage demon, if I had to guess, and he's no longer himself. There is something down here that held a demon held the demon at bay, but I'm not sure who created it or where it even is now. I'm afraid of what this might mean.
Oh, do you know what it looked like?
Yes, it was called the Link of Rage. It would have been an iron.
Did it look like this? And I pull out the chain.
And he goes, "That would be it. Yes."
So how do we recapture the demon?
I'm afraid you need to get back to Ventiver right now. I don't think any of us are strong enough to accompany you. We will bring the few that we have. Laresh, and he kind of motions over to an elf, and a younger elf kind of heads over. He says, Laresh here is one of our hunters. He knows a more direct route back to the village. He can get you there. You might be able to head them off, or at least make it there in enough time to save as many as you can.
Sounds like we need to go and try and stop this Harlan, and maybe we use this chain in some way on him. I've seen this happen before. I've seen corruption like this.
What do you mean you've seen corruption like this?
I've spent a number of years in Teventer, seen people who are weak and allow their blood magic to corrupt them. I don't know if that's what happened in this case, but I've seen people turn into abominations.
Yeah, it's not exactly a very common occurrence, but it does happen every once in a while whenever we go through the harrowing. And well, sometimes bad things happen. That's why it's one of the reasons why the Chantry tries to keep us in check and why we have the Templars. But I'll turn to the older elf and ask, did Harlan have magic at all?
He didn't. He was simply a hunter.
And you said they've already left. It took us hours to get here. How do we know we're not too late? Is it even worth it going back?
They wouldn't have taken the most direct path. If you do, you'll make it there in enough time.
I'm not crossing that tree again, guys. I don't think I'll be able to make it.
We have to cross the tree again.
Laresh is Dewey. I was turned to. Is there enough? I'll pull out the map. Is there a way we can get there that you know of that is not crossing this tree? Which I
right now, that tree is the thing that was like the most challenging at this point.
Laresh says, we do have to cross the tree again, but I'll make sure you all make it safely. You won't have to do any checks this time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laresh.
Okay. So
while they're all having this conversation with the lore keeper, Cantarella is just gonna kind of slink away and just kind of investigate a little bit more this area, even maybe down the hallway. Is there any sign of any other creatures or anything, or even like any relics of sorts of things that might be useful to us?
All of this, I'm not even gonna make you roll for this. All of this is just in ruins.
Okay.
Most of it is just garbage. You do notice that the far end chamber, it has an arcane circle inscribed on the floor, but it looks it doesn't look like it has any use anymore. Maybe this is where, you're smart, you can figure out, this is where it was imprisoned. The rage demon was imprisoned.
There's not much else here for us.
I think we should go.
We should head out.
Yeah, we don't have very much time.
Yep.
Laresh, I guess lead the way.
He whistles, and two of the other Dalish hunters kind of follow him, and the group of you all proceed back. He leads you through the forest. It's a very indirect path, or a very, I guess, direct path, but you're going like over logs, like under trees, all kinds of stuff. But you all manage to return to Ventiver, and as you do, you find it in chaos. There are villagers that are running through the streets trying to escape diving blood crows. These creatures that you saw earlier that you have, after talking to Laresh, they have called Revengers. They stalk between burning houses looking for prey, and many villagers have already fallen, but all is not lost. You can see Tarl, the warden. He is defending himself with a knot of stout villagers. And the inn is another center of resistance. In the village square, you see a figure that can only be Thelynn. What was once an elf has been twisted beyond recognition, and the abomination is now a thing of corruption, its long claws already slick with blood.
Well, the good news is that no one needs to know that we killed Colin and his friend. It can all just be considered as part of this. So that's the plus side.
That's
That's
a
the
very
only plus
important
side I
thing.
see.
As an assassin, I nod my head. That is good thinking. I'm very impressed with that.
I will say, if you guys didn't kill Colin, he would be fighting Thelynn right now.
Oh.
Oh.
What?
Well, we could have had an ally.
Oh well.
He was a jerk.
His name was Colin, okay?
That's a big old colon.
So Rin does look visibly like really worried, like probably like she's been this whole time very, kind of, sarcastic and just whatever, but she looks like she's, really worried. We need to take care of this immediately. Like
Yes.
right now.
And
And then she's going forward.
Before
kinda
you
like
go.
her shoot into the shadows, like before he could even say anything.
She does that way too often.
You watch as one of the villagers rushes towards Thelynn, and he just strikes him down. The Thelynn strikes the villager down. And at this, he kind of turns and looks at all of you, and just kind of snarls and rushes towards you. We're gonna roll initiative again.
Oh dear.
Right.
On the way in, as I was
Oh,
seeing
yes.
all the drama, could I have been casting rock armor?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I do have to roll for it.
Yeah, if you guys came in seeing a battle, so if there's anything you need to prepare, you would have had time to prepare it before he rushed you.
Yeah, got it. Okay. So that's for about an hour. Okay. Cool. And then I would, as we go in, because I believe this lasts just a minute. So just before, as we're running in, if possible,
Yes.
can I
Yeah,
cast
you're good.
flaming weapons?
Yes.
Okay. So I will also do that then.
All right.
Oh,
Made
mine
it.
is an
Okay.
8.
Oh no.
What did you get on your dragon die?
I rolled a 2 on my dragon die.
Okay.
Are you afraid again?
No. I'm asking because it's that's how you
Oh,
tiebreakers
okay.
for initiative, whatever has the highest dragon die. You're
You're
good, I
I was
promise.
like, no.
Oh god.
All right. What did everybody get?
18.
Ooh,
right.
That's a good one.
Katari with a 9. Huge come up.
14.
Save the best for last.
Okay.
Well,
12. Look at you.
I know, coming up in the world.
So proud. And then I am so sorry, but Lialle is going last this time.
That's okay.
It's okay.
It'll give me time to prep.
Look through your spells. All right, let me pull up the stat block. Where's the stat block? Hello? There's the stat block. Okay. So yeah, you guys rush in. Up first is Cantarella.
Cantarella draws her dagger and she's like, she looks to the two mages. She's like, I've killed people before, but something like this, I don't know. I've not seen anything like this before. How do you both see these things often? How? What is the weak
happens.
point?
Often no.
Regardless, she kind of like, all right, and she moves in. I'm going to use 2 minor actions, I think. I'm going to move, and then my assassin talent, which I am going to you assess a nearby opponent, spot weaknesses that can be exploited in combat. I activate this, which marks this creature marked for death.
All right.
So this mark lasts until the end of the encounter. I think that means everybody gets a +1. Or is it everybody? Hold on. All ranged and melee attacks against this target marked for death receive +1 damage bonus. So I'm not sure if that applies to me or everybody.
I believe it's everyone.
Okay.
I'm gonna rule that it's everyone, whether it is or not.
So
Yeah,
everybody
if
gets a
if it's marked
+1.
for death, I would assume it's everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Because that's how it works in the games, I believe. So.
Okay. So I'm gonna try to move a little bit closer, kind of quickly and begin to move where I can get a bit more of an advantageous spot to attack from behind. So those are my 2 minor actions.
All right. Next up is Ren.
Okay, so basically because she had kind of gone forward, but she was in the shadow, she's gonna try to, during that time, she would have taken out her crossbow and prepared it, and she's going to try to fire shots at the big bad.
All right.
Okay, so that is a 16.
16 hits.
Okay.
Sorry, I have the hiccups suddenly.
Oh, wait, hold on. I have stunt points because it's 2 4s that I got.
Okay.
Let me see.
Heck yeah.
Okay, so what I'm gonna try to do. Okay, now tell me if this is possible. So I have a smoke bomb.
Okay.
So what I was thinking, I don't know if it's possible, but because she's very dramatic, she would have thrown the smoke bomb in order to basically distract, or like to basically kind of throw the enemy off her scent. Then she would have basically used her backstab ability while that smoke was kind of billowing in the area. So I'm not sure how that works. But or if it gives also to my allies an extra advantage. I'm not sure how
So
that works.
there is the combat stunt, kaboom.
Ooh.
Your attack detonates either a grenade held by your target or carried by your target. It's not carried by the target, but we're gonna just pretend it's the kaboom stunt. We're just gonna kind of fizzle around with it.
I love it.
And yeah. So you
is that a
chuck
major
this.
or a minor action to throw that smoke bomb?
Wait, I thought you got doubles, and you got stunt points.
No, I did.
Okay. Do you want to use your stunt points to that, or do you want to use a minor action to throw it? I'll let you do either one, whichever one you'd rather do. We'll say it's a minor action though.
I like the kaboom. Let's do some flair.
Cool. We'll just say it's stunt points. This is not in the books. This is Carly rules. This is usually how it gets towards the end of the session. I'm like, this is fun. We're gonna do it this way.
Cool. Yeah.
So yeah. You chuck this grenade and it is now I'm trying to think. You have a smoke grenade. Let me see what it does in this. Do you have it in front of you?
I do not. Let me see.
Oh, I couldn't figure out why that wouldn't close. My phone was stuck in the book to hold my spot.
Where it was for the items. I'm trying to find it. Sorry. Of course, I'm like because of
I'm also frantically flipping through.
Dramatic. I'm like holding this up. You found it?
Yeah. One round after the fuse on a smoke bomb is lit, it will begin spewing a thick cloud that will spread outward at a rate of 1 yard per 1 yard per round for 5 rounds, until an area 10 yards in diameter is filled with smoke that obscures normal vision.
Cool. So we're gonna say that thing is going.
Okay.
So yeah, it is not making the it's not obscured yet, but it is beginning to smoke.
Okay.
Beginning to give you some cover.
Awesome.
Yeah. And you were also shooting it?
Yes, if I'm still allowed to do so.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
I'm gonna say you are.
Okay. So yeah, because of the fact that there's at least a little bit of a distraction, I think that probably would allow me to still be able to do my backstab.
Yeah.
I think. Okay, so let's see. That's.
Let me roll real quick for him, just a
Okay.
Constitution thing. Oh yeah, you're fine.
Okay, so
Not really an
15?
opposed thing, but that. Hold on, let me pull him back up. I had scrolled. Yes, that hits him.
Okay, perfect. So that's the extra. Let's see, because that's I already had 2d6 for the crossbow, so that's 8 points of damage, and then an additional d6, and then that's okay, it's 13 in total because that was a
All
6
right.
on the die.
You notice that he doesn't appear to take the full brunt of it, but he did take some damage from that.
Okay, and then Ren's gonna basically try to blend in with the smoke and the shadows.
All right. So yeah, we'll say that now that you're in the smoke, you can use your shadow ability.
Awesome.
So, yeah. All right, Micah, you get to fight.
Hooray! Okay, I am, now that I've done my buffs, can focus on damage. Is there anyone around the main dude, Thelynn?
I'm glad you're asking because I'm gonna need to know this too.
Yeah, Ren is kind of a distance away from him, so no, there is no one around him.
Fireball!
Imagine that. All right.
Yay!
And I have to roll dexterity?
I have to make it first.
Okay.
Okay. It's very likely that I made it. That's an 11, 14 plus 5 plus 2. Yeah, I made it. So,
all
yes,
right.
Dex Acrobatics versus Spell Power, which is...
Right, that is an 11 for me.
And my Spell Power is 17.
All right.
You're a much better mage than I am.
It's the one thing I can do. Boom. So 3d6 magic damage, and they will be knocked prone. So that is plus magic, not magic damage. So that is 9, 11, 16 points of damage.
Once again, not full brunt, but still feels it.
Okay.
For sure. Dear Lord, have mercy.
And as a minor action, I'm going to let me double check my minor actions, see if there's anything interesting I can do. I'm just gonna move
all right.
into the smoke bomb area.
All right. So you are now also concealed by the smoke. Next up is Big Boy. Wait, where's Katari on that list? What did you have, Katari?
I got 9.
I forgot to put you on the list. Next up is actually Katari.
Okay, cool.
I'm sorry. I missed your name.
No worries. Okay,
I caught it though.
Katari is gonna charge, and because she's a champion, she's gonna do her battle roar, as she's charging, for her attack. So that's gonna give my opponent a -1 on their attack roll, in this round. And then she's just gonna come out real strong with her long sword.
And, I just have Champion by Fall Out Boy played in my head right now. It's very badass.
12, 17, she told a 21 on her attack.
Yeah, that's gonna hit for sure.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
And then I got a double on that. But does it count on my magic die if it's the same number, or does it have to be, or on the magic die, on the dragon die, or it has to be on the two other ones?
I believe it counts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it doesn't specify. So
Yeah.
Okay, so
Neato.
perfect. Yeah, but I have a
Let's
6
do it as
on my
counts.
combat on my stunt point then.
okay. So you can
Um,
spend up to 6 stunt points.
Oh, it's hot. It's really hot right now because okay. Is that before or after my attack? I should just probably do it after.
I believe it's after. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Or is
So
it before? I think it depends on the stunt.
Yeah, I think it depends on the stunt as well.
okay.
Might be simultaneous.
Okay. Well, if I said I had 6, so I can use up to 6. Can I do? And I'm gonna add an extra 1d6 damage because I'm gonna do mighty blow on this one.
Yeah.
Spicy.
And then God, so many points here.
Someone's choice. How do I want to kill this guy?
And then I guess I'll do a defense stance, so I get a +2 on my defense on the next turn.
Nice.
Okay. You
And
still
then
have 2 more points.
And Uno Mas too. Let's go with threaten. I'm gonna strike a threatening pose with this body.
All right.
Yeah.
And I have to make a test strength versus their willpower. If I win, they must attack you in some way on their next turn. All right, so I guess it's on me. So I'm gonna take it for the team, so nobody else gets hurt.
Katari's flexing.
So I'm gonna do 3d6 on my damage,
Okay.
and I have a 6. I have 8 plus. I have Cantarella's +1 damage, right? So I
Yes.
have
Plus 1d6 because flaming weapons.
Woo!
Yep.
Got a lot of bonuses.
Oh, I have another I have another d6.
1d6 from the flaming
Woo!
weapons.
Okay,
Amazing.
so it's 12, 13,
Sorry.
14, 15, and then 1d6. Ooh, 21 damage. That was a 6 again.
Mama.
Beautiful.
And then, so cool, 21. And then my minor action, I'm gonna add another
Initiative.
plus D1 or +1 defense. So I have 3 on the next round. I'm gonna activate my single weapon talent.
Right.
So defenses are up.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
So
my
you also
battle
did
cry.
the threaten.
Yes. Oh, I have to do my strength. Okay.
Yes. Give me an intimidate.
Are you still glad that you remembered that Katari needed to go somewhere in the initiative order?
Yes. I'm so glad. I'm so sorry. I didn't forget you. I heard you. I just typed the wrong name is what happened.
No, it's all good. I got a 12 on my strength.
Okay.
On my intimidate.
Versus, let me see what my
Yours.
yeah, this thing is intimidated. So now on his next turn, he must attack you.
Perfect.
You are drawing his fire. And speak the devil, it's his turn.
Boy.
So he is going to, if I can get back up to his stat block, he is going to take his claws and swipe at you. That is a 17.
Just got clawed.
Sorry.
No laws. You're about to get
No
clawed.
laws when you get clawed. Okay, that's 15 damage. I rolled 2 6s.
Ow.
It's all right. It's all right, guys.
You
She's
got
a
good
big
armor?
girl.
Okay,
I'm
good.
so sorry.
No, it's good. I got hurt last time, so my armor got messed up. So this is actually going to go towards health, right? Once my armor's down, or how does that?
I believe you just subtract it from. You
Armor
always
is-
subtract it from
is-
your damage.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
damage
okay.
reduction.
Got it. So you said how much? Sorry, what was this? one?
15.
15. Okay. All right. Well, she's still good, guys. She's got a roll in her.
Sorry.
No, you're
Okay.
good.
Okay. And he is not going to take his minor action because there's not really anything he can do. Actually, no, he's going to press the attack for his minor action. So basically, he gets an attack of opportunity if anyone tries to get away from him now. That is his minor action. All right.
Path
Next
of
up.
opportunity. What is this? D&D?
I know, right? Next up is Lialle.
Is the area around this monster still fairly clear, like a 6 yard by 6 yard?
If you aim behind him, yes.
Great. Lialle's gonna take out her staff. She's gonna hit it on the ground, and from it, you're gonna see these electricity just arc out along the ground, aiming right toward it. It will fill, going behind him, a 6 yard by 6 yard area. And let's see if it is falling off me. Cat, I need to roll dice, and I keep whacking you in the head because you insisted on being in here after our break. That you chose this.
You
Is she
have
going
done
after the
this to
die?
yourself.
Wow, that
Nice
was
the
okay.
dice.
So I definitely hit my target number, which was 13, because I rolled 2 6s and a 5. So that's
A lot.
17 plus my magic
Wow.
is 3. So that's like
20.
I definitely do that. I have
You
one
got it, yeah.
stunt point. So the target needs to make a successful Constitution stamina test versus my spell power, which is 13, and that will determine the amount of damage taken.
All right. Ooh. It's not great. I gotta say, it's not great. Yeah, you succeed.
Okay, so they're gonna take 8 points of damage plus
Okay. Is that
it's penetrating damage.
Yeah,
so
I was about to say lightning is penetrating.
It is penetrating damage. Yes.
This boy is hurting.
And then I do have one stunt point to spend. Increase the spell.
I think you
already
have.
failed
What
that.
did you
It's
get on your
fine.
dragon dice?
Just a 1.
Oh, I thought you got a. Okay.
Yeah, it was just a 1 on the dragon die.
I got excited for a second. I thought you had a 6 on it. I was like, oh.
No. So I can't really do anything that cool, but what I can do, because I have a healing focus, I don't know how to say the word chirurgy is a talent I have, which means I can heal as a minor action.
Do it.
So what I'd like to do, I just need to make sure is it a touch or can I do it from a distance?
I believe you can do it from a distance.
I will then take that once the electricity is done streaking out from my staff. I will then take it and point it over toward Katari, who I saw get hurt a moment ago. And I will spend 3 mana points. And so I get to roll a d6 for each one. So you get 8 points of health back, Katari.
I'm so glad we have healers.
Right on.
And I need to mark all the mana I just spent.
I don't think I've ever
5,
had a
6, 7,
healer
8.
in Dragon Age.
9 mana points. That's cool.
I could take Wynn as a companion, but there's also Morrigan, so of course I'm going to choose Morrigan.
Wynn is the only reason my party ever stayed alive. I will say that.
I always picked her.
All right, that's my turn. That's me.
Thank you, Lialle.
You are welcome. I got you.
All right, we are back up at the top of the order with Cantarella.
All right. So, is there still like lightning all behind this creature, or is it like, does it stay? Because I'm gonna try to like get behind him for a backstab.
I don't
So-
think it stays. It's
Okay.
just a major action to cast. So I think it just goes out and then
Okay.
it's like, and then it goes away.
So
And the
I'm
smoke
like,
is still going, so you
okay,
probably
cool.
have that as well.
yeah, I'm gonna use the advantage of the smoke to kind of sneak my way around. I do see this lightning. It kind of startles me for a second, but I just look around. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and attack and try to get a backstab here. So I get where is it? I always lose this. Let me just double check. I think I just rolled a normal attack roll. Okay. Oh, and I got 2 5s. 16?
Yeah, that attacks. Of course course it attacks.
All right. All right, and I get 2d6, so that is 9, 10. Oh, and then a plus an additional d6. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15, 16 total damage.
All right.
Ooh.
And you also have your stunt point, or however many.
And I would like to, I think I have 2 of them. Can I pierce, I don't know, pierce armor? If it seems like I can kind of penetrate
Yes.
past whatever defenses this creature has.
Yes. How much damage did you say you did?
16?
16. All right. This thing is barely holding on. Like, he is, as one of my coworkers used to say, toe up from the flow up. He is struggling.
Yes, I love that.
So yeah. Oh, sorry, that's me. It's
Oh,
Rin's
yeah,
turn
and that's
now.
my turn.
Okay. I'm just like, all right, what are we doing? No, it's Rin's turn. Sorry.
Okay, so yeah, basically, from all the smoke and the distractions, especially since Cantarella basically gave this thing, quite the blow. I'm going to have Rin do use her last throwing knife to try to hit this thing, hopefully with some gusto and some
All right.
flourish. We'll see. Ooh, okay. Oh, 19.
19 hits.
Perfect. And then that was a backstab because of the fact that there was a distraction.
Yep.
So that means that there's let's see, 2d6. So that is 9 points of damage for that.
All right. And as this abomination falls, there is a simultaneous cry of both pain and defeat that goes up from his Darkspawn followers. As if following the sound of the terrible cry, ghostly, screaming shapes emerge from their mouths, swirling like glowing mist into the night air. The spirits gather in a greenish cloud overhead that are stirring like a gathering storm. And the most powerful, unholy light erupts from Thelynn, and it lances skyward with an echoing cry. Scatters the other shapes with a thunderclap, and then it goes out, leaving a sudden darkness and silence all across the great arbor that has become a battlefield. Where the Revengers once stood are now the elves of the Dalish clan. Some are dead or wounded, but others are simply dazed, trying to make sense of their surroundings. In the dirt at your feet lies not the form of the rage abomination, but that of an elven hunter, dead of the same blow that slew Thelynn. The rage demon is gone, and the threat of the darkspawn with it.
And Rin's gonna go up to Lialle and put a hand on her shoulder, and she's gonna say, Arlothfian, which in Dalish means for the love of the people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you're saying that to me, but same.
Oh, well.
How's
Heads up
Katari
tavern?
looking? How's
like holding
Katari
herself.
looking? Is she...
She's pretty good. She's looking for was it Ashala now? Do we see how is everybody
Yes.
else in the group?
You
Have they
see,
emerged from hiding?
yeah, a couple of the villagers were lost, but Tarl is slightly wounded, but held his own. He is a warden after all. And you see as out of the inn, Ashala kind of pokes her head out and runs and kind of like hugs him, and he picks her up and spins her around, realizes she still has her wound and kind of sets her back down. Everyone's just kind of very glad this is over.
Oh wow.
Good work, everybody.
Yeah,
Guess I'll go get that free drink now. Anybody else want to come in with me?
Yes, the reward, we
Micah, Yeah, go ahead.
We took this thing out pretty quickly. I think that we deserve some recognition. I hope that just maybe, and I look to the villagers, keep this word of mouth, spread the tales of this group here and how we quickly defeated such a formidable creature. Perhaps the name Cantarella can be spread among others. And the rest of everybody else. If you feel so inclined to, maybe not her, but maybe the others.
I look at Micah and I'm just like, I look at his hands. I'm like, give me those hands. Like, I like show him the claw marks on my stomach.
Oh. Got it.
And I lead him into the tavern.
So yeah, all of you guys, I assume, enter the tavern. Tarl is kind of ushering all of you in. He mentions owing everyone a drink and that you would all discuss rewards, once celebrations and once recovery efforts. Not the full recovery efforts, but once things have died down a bit tonight. But first, you guys all sit around, have a drink. Ashara is there along with all of the Dalish, and everyone just kind of has a nice little time in the bar.
Made a good team.
Surprisingly, yes. You all proved yourself very well.
You all weren't as pathetic as I thought.
So nice.
That is one way to put it.
But yeah, if there isn't anything else you guys want to do, then we will wrap up there.
Awesome.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for playing. Oh my goodness.
For running this game, Carly.
Yes, thank you all for indulging me, and thank you to the Initiative Order for letting me run this. This was so much fun. Oh my goodness, I enjoyed this so much.
Everyone in the chat should give some big old claps for Carly running her first game by herself on here.
Carly.
Thank you.
And thank you for all the raids tonight. Everyone,
Yes.
for tuning in. Thank you guys in the chat.
Yes. All right, if you guys want to go around and talk about anything you have going on, plug your social media again.
Well, that starts with me, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. So I've been Beau. You can find me on Twitter at Dorky Teacher. You can find me on actually most social media platforms as Dorky Teacher. On Twitch, though, I am just Dorky Teacher because Dorky Teacher was taken. You can find me elsewhere. Actually, this coming Saturday for one of the community games on the Initiative Order. It's not streamed, but I think there might still be room there, so you can join there. But I do pop into the community games on the Initiative Order every once in a while, so you might be able to play a game with me there. Other than that, Wednesdays I have a Vampire the Masquerade game over on the Critical Misses channel, so you can find me there. This week we are taking a break. Some cast has some things going on, but we'll be starting up again next Wednesday. It's our final season, big climactic things going on, end of the world, you know how it goes. And on Saturday, over on Polished Cryptids channel, we are running a D&D one-shot, so that should be a lot of fun. Saturday evenings around 9 Eastern. Other than that, I think that's about it. Oh, and I stream video games on my channel, so we'll be continuing that this week.
Oh, yep. Nice, awesome. I'm just a fellow traveler that just likes to get invited and find games to play. Nothing really crazy that I do. Just find me on Instagram, DillaPoppyAsty18. I do some stuff, but other than that, nothing too crazy or upcoming for me. I just pop in when I can,
Oh, is it me? Okay. Hi guys. I'm Utahime. You can find me at Utahime Cosplay on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch, and Brianna DeCoster on Twitter. You can also catch me on Gilding Light this Friday at 1 p.m. for the finale of A Song in the Heart, which is a lot of fun. I play Dia Guha. She's a paladin and a dancing bard. So if you want to check that out, we'd love for you guys to support. And then also too, on the initiative order, starting June 7th, you can catch me as Ash, the Super Mutant Barbarian in Vaults. I'm super excited because we've got season 2 coming out, and it's gonna be so much fun. So please, I hope you guys tune in. And thank you guys, everybody here. Like I had such a blast. This is my first introduction to Dragon Age, and I had so much fun. So thank you guys for being amazing.
Now you have to play all the games, including
Yes.
all 90 hours it took me to
I
finish
know,
Inquisition.
now I'm like, I have to. City Elf Road. Doing it.
Best way.
Hi everyone, my name's Paula. I'll talk a little bit about things I'm doing on Twitch. You can catch me streaming board games on Mondays and video games on Tuesdays and Thursdays on my personal channel, which is under my name, Paula Deming, Paula Deming. Tomorrow evening, I'm going to be on the Twitch channel Stream of Blood, playing in an old school D&D game. It's THACO ratings. My thief just leveled up last week. I'm level 2 now. I got 5 hit points, y'all. So it's a super fun, silly game. I'd love to see you there. That's at 7 p.m. Pacific over on the Stream of Blood. And on Wednesdays, I play board games over on Gen Con TV Twitch channel at 10 a.m. Pacific. So those are Twitch things that I do. And if you want to check those out, it'd be great to see you in chat.
Cool. And hello, everybody. I am Tracie, also known as Miss Magitech. You can find me all over the internet as Miss Magitech. I stream on my channel 3 to 4 times a week. We play D&D on my channel Fridays and Sundays, if you want to come check that out. I also stream just through like my RPG backlog on Mondays and Tuesdays usually. Right now I'm playing through Alien Isolation, which is not an RPG, but
gosh.
Very terrifying game. I don't know if I'm gonna make it through. I might quit and play Mass Effect. So we'll see, but I'm gonna be doing that tomorrow. And other than that, I also play Pathfinder on Wednesdays, and I'm actually also playing Alien RPG on Thursdays. And I know that the Initiative Order is also playing an Alien game, so that's pretty cool. This is actually my first time on the Initiative Order, so I'm very happy. This was very fun. So thank you all for having me. I love Dragon Age, so I was so happy to play with you guys. It was great.
But yeah, and I'm Carly. I'm normally on Spot Hidden on Tuesdays. I play Rowan Kirby. She is a geology major at Miskatonic University. Our current campaign is called Academia, and it's very fun, and I love it very much. But tomorrow night, London is going to be, he's normally our GM, he is going to be on a Chaosium stream, so I am going to be running Cats of Cthulhu, kind of a continuation of Library Cats that I streamed a while back. Everything I DM has cats in it, even Paula's cat right there.
I have a cat.
You have a
cat. Who really wants to be part of your Cats of
stream.
Cats.
She will make a cameo for sure. But yeah, I'm on all social media as @CarlyBug without the A because that was taken. So yeah, I also stream on my channel on Saturdays. I used to play Dragon Age, and then I tried to mod it and I broke it and it won't launch anymore. So now I play Night in the Woods. So there we are. But yeah, thank you guys again so much. Thank you again to all of our sponsors. Session Zero, Norse Foundry, Roaming Player Gear, and then of course Jaspers Game Day. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you all again for watching, and we will see you next time on the Initiative Order. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Hey guys, thank you.